Doo-doo-doo. All right, that's good. That's good. All right, let's get some additional things hooked in. Hey, a notification. What do you know? What's up, Jacob? Loves the Pacers and loves the Steelers. Oh, hates the Pacers. You're going to a Super Bowl party tomorrow? Hell yeah, those are always fun. Hopefully it's a good time. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. All right. Close that. I don't like that. Dun, 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 dun. What's up, Ape? What's up, Blogness? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Oh. Let's get my headphones in. I'm gonna have people come on the stream, I think, today. So got Eagles winning 45-37. You have quite a high score in Super Bowl. Sounds like it should be a good game. I don't foresee it being bad. I'd be shocked if it was a bad game. We're just getting started here. Feel free to chat about whatever. We're just, it is what it is early on. Where's my Bluetooth? There it is. Woo. All right. There we go. Take that out. So, how's everybody's night? Hopefully you're doing quite well this evening. Imagine it's like 10-3 or 10. Nah, I don't see it being that low scoring either. That'd be kind of silly. Neither team has that good of a defense. The Eagles do. They could shut the Chiefs down, but it is the Chiefs. So, and while the Chiefs have been playing good defense so far in the playoffs, I think you have to kind of be like, well, yeah, that's pretty fair. They did a pretty good job shutting down the Bengals. 35-27 Eagles. The only I'm gonna wait for that to pop up on the bigger screen. The only reason, because the Eagles' pass rush is so good and Patty can't run as well with the sprained ankle, so he turned the ball over. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's hopeful thinking that the ankle bothers him. Didn't he play against the Bengals with that hurt ankle? Or did he hurt it against the Bengals? Which one was it? Or did he already play on it when it was much worse? And it's like, well, it barely impacted him. He still beat the Bengals. Hurt versus the Jags. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, I don't know. I don't even know if his ankle's like a problem anymore, is it? I haven't really seen any of the him on any of the major injury reports. Is he even like listed anymore? That's not even that many. I mean, like at this point, I would imagine he's probably not even on the injury report anymore. You know. Hope people tune in tonight. If you haven't left a like, consider doing so. Help the stream out, get some people in here. I think it's top 10. I don't really think you know what you're talking about, but okay. Pretty sure they might even be a top 5 pass rush unit, but I think you're like dead wrong on that. If you're like, well, compared to us, yeah, okay. Like that's not like the bar to compare it to. They're very good at pass rushing. Yeah, okay. Like that's a terrible way to compare it. It's not as good as our record-setting defense. Yeah, okay. Their O-line's just fine, man. If the Chiefs had an O-line problem, we'd know by now. Yeah, it's just like, well, we got the best one, so theirs is terrible. It's like, what? How? What? It's like, weren't you only like better than the Patriots pass rush? Also by like what, like 13 sacks? Like, in all honesty, I know you guys have a good defense, but it's like you barely finished ahead of New England in the second place team. It was all real close. And for you guys to be as loaded as you are on defense, cupcake schedule, the one thing I do kind of take away from teams that play an easy schedule, I do kind of take away the wins, or not the wins. The wins are wins as always. It's the like gaudy stats. Like you get what, like 76, 77. What's up, Heat Nation? How you been, man? If you're the Heat Nation, I think you are. I haven't seen you in a very long time. How you been? The Jaguars fan, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, first time in the Super Bowl, you have 2 African-American quarterbacks. Pretty sweet, pretty cool. Apparently, it's the first time there's 2 openly Christian quarterbacks playing in the Super Bowl as well. I didn't know that. Apparently, all other quarterbacks in league history have been atheists. Or closeted Christians, whatever that might mean. Even though Mahomes has played in, like, other Super Bowls. But, I guess Jimmy Garoppolo, he might actually be a godless heathen. I don't know about Jimmy G. There's like 3 or 4 guys I suspect not to be very religious in the NFL. It's like Aaron Rodgers, probably Jimmy G, but he's probably like a practicing Catholic. Isn't Mahomes Southern? He's from Texas. Where did you expect him to be from? I'm gonna be honest, guys. There's not like 8 or 9 people in here after like 10 more minutes. I don't think there's gonna be a stream. No real reason to. For being honest, we'll give another 10 minutes or so. But if not, then it's like, well, what's the fucking point? I was gonna say, I think he is Southern. He's from Texas. Yeah, won MVP unanimously. Well, almost. He got what, 48 votes, 1 vote for Hurts, and then like what, 1 vote Allen, or what was it, 48 votes? Yeah, I think that's how it broke down. 48-1-1. Pretty crazy, but it was pretty well expected. I don't know if you know how if you follow AP voting, and then you follow like the AP All Pro voting, and then you follow MVP. Usually, what the guy who winds up winning the MVP will probably also be nearly unanimous for the All Pro. Yeah, that's true. 2 Big 12 quarterbacks. Kind of disproves the theory that you have to get a quarterback from like, I don't know. I've always thought Big 12 quarterbacks are more where the shits are at because, I don't know, they do a lot of throwing down there. Get exposed to a lot of high concept passing. I don't know. I know you don't really play the best defenses, but you still, it seems like you just get trained to be a motherfucking machine when you go into the NFL. I don't like it only because he knew he would be here and he did. I don't know. I vehemently disagree with that take. Everybody said Mahomes was going to suck dick this year. There's less than 0 people who, honest to God, told me the Chiefs were going to finish in last place this year in the AFC West. That Mahomes was going to majorly regress. Also, if your quarterback wouldn't have missed 3 or 4 games, he probably wins the MVP. I'm sorry to tell you, but missing all those games fucked you. But Joe Burrow's been eliminated because he choked. No, I mean, your opinion's wrong. Your guy just didn't play enough games. Why should your guy get the MVP for having worse stats? You know what I mean? Like, why is that a thing? He also played in like, what, fucking 11 games, 12 games, 13 games at the most. What's up, Barry? Again, it's nothing against your team or anything, but it's like, you got to play kind of a whole season to win the MVP usually. Your team succeeded without Hurts. I mean, didn't make you lose the 1 seed. Like, it had no real impact on your season, losing Jalen Hurts. Again, you could argue it's because Hurts put you guys so far ahead. But then again, I don't know. If he would have been able to play those last, 3-4 games that he missed, probably wins MVP. But, I mean, do you think Mahomes really doesn't deserve MVP with, 5,000 passing yards and, what was it, like nearly 50 passing touchdowns? Does that really be like, well, Hurts deserves it with like 2,000 less passing yards and 20 less passing touchdowns almost? Is that a real argument you're trying to make here? Also, the AFC is far better than the NFC, and Mahomes won the AFC 1 seed. I don't know. I don't know. I was more impressed by what also, your quarterback has a slew of weapons that most teams don't have. It's like there's just a cacophony of reasons why I would say that the Mahomes might deserve it a little more. He also did a lot more with a lot less than a lot of other people. And I know that sounds crazy to say to somebody with like fucking Travis Kelce. But I mean honestly, he really only has Travis Kelce. I know everyone, but he's got a couple other guys. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't give the award to Aaron. I'm a little upset myself. Well, yeah, winning the Pro Bowl doesn't mean anything, though. It has no impact on the NFL season whatsoever. If you're like, well, it gives them home field. Nope. That's every other year. I think they just go every other year with the home field. I believe odd years, it's an NFC hosting team, and then even years, it's an AFC hosting team. I'm Danny. Go Chiefs. And Mahomes has Juju and Pacheco. Yeah, I guess they got a running back, but you guys got Miles Sanders, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, fucking A.J. What's the other receiver? Devonta Smith. I believe you guys have a pretty fucking solid slot receiver as well. I just can't remember his name. Number 16? He'd be like a guaranteed 2 on 90% of teams. Like, you guys are loaded. I'm sorry. Like, you do remember, like, the only question about the Eagles heading into the regular season was, wow, this team is fucking stacked. If Jalen Hurts is good, they're winning the Super. Like, that was like a real sentiment by me, by many other people who talk football. Like, everyone looked at that Eagles team and went, that might be the best roster in the NFL by a country mile. If Jalen Hurts is good, they probably are winning everything. You can find me saying that all preseason. It's like, if Jalen Hurts is a guy, holy shit, the Eagles are going to be hard to stop. They've got great depth all over the team. They had one hole all season, which was rush defense, and they literally plugged in Ndamukong Suh. They traded for another guy, and now nobody can run on him. Well, Boston Scott, Quez Watkins, Jason Kelce, Sod Reddick. Yeah, you guys are literally loaded. Yeah, and then you guys went and got AJ, and then it was like, yeah, that's all you needed. Brown was literally the thing that fixed your entire team. It turned everything from like a 7 that it could have been this year up to like a 14. It was ridiculous. Whatever the hell that was this year. I mean, it's kind of a kudos. I mean, also big ups to Sirianni to be able to coach that. You may think it's kind of silly to like big up somebody on coaching and all that, but because a team with all those stars would be hard to coach. Like that's one thing that like you got to give credit to guys like McVay, guys like Belichick, guys like O'Connell, and guys like Sirianni who can handle mega stars in a locker room. Like, because like that should be hard to coach. You got Devonta Smith, you've got AJ Brown's personality, you've got Miles Sanders' personality, you've got Darius Slay's personality and Ndamukong Suh's personality, their kicker's personality. Like, dude, that whole team is like, Kelsey's personality, like Hugh, like you got the whole thing is just a bunch of larger than life dudes in a locker room, all like super massive leaders, and then you just gotta. That's a tough coach to have to deal with. The Giants coach, one of the coach of the year. Because he should have won. He should have won. It was either him, Peterson, or the Lions coach. And if the Lions would have made the playoffs, it would have been 50 votes for Dan Campbell. It wouldn't have been close. Because it was almost who almost won it? Did they almost give it to Peterson? I know it was like 16, 15, and 12. That's how close the votes were for the coach of the year. That close. It was within a razor thin margin. What's up, Kevin? What's up, Seth? I don't know how 2 people came in and the numbers dropped. My stream's doing that weird shit again. Make sure you like the stream if you're here. I have no idea what the actual number might be. 2 people popped in and it went down too. So I'm like, all right, I guess we're losing viewers. I don't know how more people come in and the numbers get smaller, but that's okay. Went up. Shanahan didn't get it. Yeah, Shanahan, arguably, but like the reason I think Daboll was a good coach because he took a roster that was basically the same as last year and put him in the playoffs. Sirianni just improved his team. Like if Nick Sirianni didn't make the playoffs and arguably make the Super Bowl, he like should be on the hot seat. Like heading into next year, it's like if you don't do it this year, you're fired. Like it's you clearly just can't handle this team. It's like one of them situations, but he can. He's a great coach, but he should have been a great coach with the team he has. Daboll had an excuse to win 2 games this year, and he fucking went to the playoffs. That's coach of the year stuff. I'm good, Kevin. How you doing, man? How you doing? Enjoying the night? Just kind of chilling. Finally not freezing cold, which is always a plus, right? But as nice as the Eagles are, they have to go up against what I can only describe as a fucking nightmare. Hold on a second. My stream's fucking being gay. Had to work, but they let you out around 4. That's not bad. Sounds like a pretty good day to get out of work a little early and not have to deal with all the shit for too long. Yeah, it's funny. 126 to 120. Knicks. What? I don't know why people don't put the winning team score first. Like, so who won? Like, you know that's wrong, right? Like, writing it that way is incorrect. Like, I don't know what started that dumbass trend, but that's incorrect to write the score. Like, even if the away team or home team won, you write the winning score first. You would go 126 to 120 Knicks. That's it. You don't even have to put the losing team in. You just put the winning score, losing score, comma, winning team. I'm telling you, it'll save you a lot of hassle in the future. Like that, there's like an actual way to write scores. Yeah, like if it's in the middle of a game and you tell me the score, like if you're like, hey, it's the third quarter, it's 13 to 30, I'd be like, oh, okay, the home team's winning by 30 or by 27. You know, like there's a way to write a score when the game's finished to let people know, like, hey, this is final. Like when you tell me it's final and it's like, and you're telling me 120 to 126, I'm like, how in the fuck did a team lose? How did a team win by 6, lose? What? Like I get in my head, something just breaks. Like, I don't know why it does that. But like, I'm like, how does a team win and then also lose by 6? It's just like a weird because when I quick read that, I read that exactly the way I just said that. Like, oh, okay, so somebody won 120 to 126. I don't even know how that's a doable thing. Or when people come in and be like, hey, this NFL team won 3-10. I'm like, or 3-21. I'm like, I don't even know what. How can you win by 18? What's up, Daniel? How can you win but also lose by 18 at the same time? It's a pretty crazy trick. Your lasagna's on fire? You might want to go spray it with like what are those things called? An extinguisher? No, you don't want to do an extinguisher because that'll fuck your lasagna up. What's up, Aaron? How's it going? One of the things you could probably try is like I wonder if you just put something over the top of it if the fire will go out. Like kill the oxygen to it. Doesn't that like smother it out? No, you don't want to pour water on your lasagna. Just like get rid of the fire. I think can't you like? Isn't that how them heat blankets work? You just drop a blanket on it and it like puts the heat out. I've seen them bitches work. That's how you put out gas fires. Apparently, is like blankets and shit. That's a very effective way to fucking just put on these big ass like heat resistant blankets. It just smothers the shit out of gas fires. I might be wrong. I might be thinking of something else. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy the channel, man. I wish everyone else still enjoyed it and still tuned in as much as they used to. Bunch of dicks. No, I've pretty much come to accept that this is a standard thing on this channel in February. It just goes into a coma. I don't know. I can go look at like my statistics, and every February this bitch just dies. Some guy in your neighborhood lit his couch on fire when he was drunk. Oh, that's fun. See, I don't know why. There's literally like 3. I don't actually know how many people are watching. It keeps like just dropping down numbers and but it could only be 3 people watching. I don't know. I don't really want to get into the games without enough people here. Because it's like, well, as soon as I start going into the games, a bunch of people are going to come flooding in, and it's going to be really annoying because they're going to be like, can we start talking about this game? Like, what's your thoughts? And it's like, fucking Christ. Not really anymore. Not as much anymore anyway. They put a bunch of fucking like weird fire safe chemicals that probably cause cancer at an accelerated rate, but they like burn out for the most part. I would say it's probably a lot less common for a way for a house to burn. Damn. That's pretty stupid, Logan. Lagnus. This is boring a bit, then it is not a lot of people. Well, Seth, you don't got to tune in. If it's boring, you go watch something else. Participate in the conversation, make it more entertaining. Anyway, you guys ready? I guess we should better time now than ever now that there's an actual audience popping in. You want to be a cop when you grow up? That's a good job. That's a good job. It's a dangerous job, though, man. Well, depending on where you work, it could be a very safe job, actually. It's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. 14-3 Chiefs taking on the 14-3 Eagles. This is obviously the last game of the season. It's the Super Bowl. We all know this. The Eagles, for FanDuel, it's a 1.5 point favorite odds for the Eagles. 50.5 is the over-under. We have the, what the fuck is this? NFL Pick Watch. With 51% of the experts on the Chiefs and 49%, this is pretty much a pick 'em. And it's just back and forth, but the slight majority leaning on the Chiefs. That makes sense for how it kind of played out. So, You just see a third object? Yeah, I seen that. What's up, politics? How's it going? We can talk about that after the game stuff if you don't mind. I seen that though. I wonder what the fuck's going on. A lot of balloons and a lot of things getting plucked down. It's pretty fun. I like living in a time like this. Eagles win 30-27. I have the Eagles winning 28-24, and this is probably my reasons behind it, and I don't really see why any of this should have changed over the week. So all week I've been kind of wrestling with this idea. In the last 2 weeks, really, I've been wrestling with this idea of how can I look at this game when I feel like the teams are so evenly matched, right? Like, it's like, God damn, dude. How long's it been since we've had two very similar teams? Like, you can even look at something like, well, the Eagles played an easier schedule. It's like, yeah, by like 1 DVOA. I think the Eagles had the 31st ranked DVOA for like ranked strength of schedule, and the Eagles or the Chiefs had like 29 or like 30. It's like it's like one of the worst and then also one of the worst. But the problem is they both succeeded and got the 1 seed, and they both succeeded very well in the playoffs, meaning that their 1 seed wasn't a fluke. The amount of wins that they got wasn't a fluke. Their performances weren't a fluke. They were actually good. They weren't just like feasting off of fucking bad defenses, and here they are, you know. No, it's just they're very good teams. So like you can even look like they're very equal teams too. I think they had like similar points per game. It's just. It's very strange where I think the Eagles are slightly better offensively, slightly better defensively. I kind of agree with that sentiment where it's all right. So this is where how I was able to like rationalize and compartmentalize this game. So I look at the Eagles and Chiefs both have very good offenses, right? But you have to consider, okay, so it's kind of a wash on who the strength of their offenses, right? They can both throw the ball very, very well. They can both run the ball pretty well. I guess the Eagles have a big edge on that. I would say the Chiefs might have a slight edge throwing the ball just because Mahomes is a little bit better of he's a way better passer than no offense to Eagles fans, but I hope you didn't expect me to say otherwise. Because now that Tom's retired, I think Mahomes might be the best in the NFL. Rams and Bengals were really similar teams last year. That's why it was. Yeah, that's it. Politics. I see this being a 28-24 or like you said, 31-27 type game where it's not going to be a crazy blowout in any direction. That seems unlikely, unrealistic. But so I look to the two offenses and I try to find the edge, right? And then so you have to start looking at like auxiliary things for an offense. Like, what's one of the biggest challenges for an offense? Oh yeah, the defense that they have to go up against. So you have to now, when you consider what their offenses can do, you also have to consider what defense they're going up against. The Eagles are going up against the Chiefs defense, which is really good in the playoffs. It's a playoff defense. It's a late game defense. It's a second half defense. I don't know what it is, but they're really good in the playoffs. Not that great in the regular season. It is what it is. They're like a clutch time defense, and it's probably better to be that than to just be shitty all the time. But the halftime show, I don't listen to them. I like Rihanna, but like, I don't really like her music. However you want to interpret that, right? I actually do like a few of her songs, not gonna lie. That song, what's that song called? Diamonds. That's a pretty good fucking song. I enjoy that song. It's the lyrics of the song that are really nice, and she's got a nice singing voice. Chiefs line gave up 26 sacks, being mainly a passing team. Eagles line gave up 44 sacks. But that's a troubling stat. I didn't know that, Vlad. I didn't know that. That's a good thing to bring up. But I'm going to finish my little thing real quick. So you have two very good, two good offenses. Now you have to consider what the defenses are. So I give the slight edge to the Eagles defense over the Chiefs defense. So when I look at that, I'm like, all right, so the Eagles are going up against a lesser than defense. You know, like, you know what I mean by like it's not like a shot at the Chiefs defense to say that, but it's like the Eagles are going up what of the two defenses, they're going against what could be considered like the easier defense. And then you look to what the Chiefs have to go. They're going up against one of the top like 10 defenses in football in the Eagles. So they have a much more difficult challenge on offense to deal with. So I'm like, all right, so I give my check one to the Eagles on and maybe just a slight edge on offense. Now I have to look at their defenses. The Eagles' defense is going up against Patrick Mahomes' offense. That's going to be a big-time challenge. The Chiefs' defense is going up against Jalen Hurts' I think number 1 or number 2 offense in football. So that's a completely loaded situation. That might be the most challenging offense the Chiefs have seen all year. There's 2 things I'm questioning about the Chiefs right now. The health of the receiving core outside of Travis Kelce is pretty fucking bad right now. Diamonds in the sky. Yeah, the RPOs tend to lead to a lot of sacks sometimes. It's kind of, Plus Hurts runs and gets sacked. I don't know. I don't know. Sacks are kind of a weird stat. As long as you're not giving up, I don't know. Is that a lot? That has to be like Hurts getting sacked 44 times. Did most of those come when Jalen got hurt? Just curious. Because their line's a little older, the Eagles line, and they might need a mobile quarterback to kind of offset Lane Johnson and Kelce being, probably retiring if they win the Super Bowl. That's also a sad thing. Those guys are probably going to retire. Okay, so to kind of carry on here, and then, of course, the Chiefs defense has to go against the Eagles offense. And I'm like, all right, that seems like which defense is better and which defense is going against the slightly easier offense. Well, if you think about this, one of the things the Eagles do extremely well is passing defense. And one of the things that they've done all postseason is completely shut down the run. So, I've been thinking that means the Chiefs are going to have to throw the shit out of this football in this game, right? Because it's like you have to look at the fact that the Eagles, despite not being able to stop the run all regular season, the last 2 teams they've played have tried to run the ball. If the San Francisco 49ers couldn't run the football against the Eagles, do we really think the Chiefs are going to have any version of an effective run game against this team? If the Giants, one of the best rushing teams in the NFL this year, couldn't run the football against the Eagles, do we really think the Chiefs are going to? Again, Hassan Riddick. Here are my takes at each position: QB Chiefs, wide receiver Eagles, tight end Chiefs, O-line Eagles, defense Eagles. Yeah, you can, when you start breaking it down, it's like, man, the Eagles just have a little bit more of an advantage. When you really it's man, the Eagles, and if you're forcing Mahomes to throw a bunch to basically just Travis Kelce, who the fucking Chiefs or the Eagles have a very good understanding of, because not to beat on or bring up something everybody knows, but I mean his brother does play for the so they're gonna have a pretty good inside information on how to deal with Travis because who his older brother happens to be. So there is that, and again. The Chiefs have some injuries at the receiver. I think they're out Mecole Hardman in this game, so it's they get Clyde Edwards-Helaire back, so that could be pretty big. But does that offset losing fucking one of your better receivers all year for a team that's already pretty thin against one of the better passing defenses in football? How cool sports reporters really are. Dude, sports reporters have a great job. They literally shut down 2 teams' running ability in 2 games straight. The 49ers couldn't even run it when Purdy was healthy. They were running for a yard, dude. Here's how I look at it. Chiefs have an overpowered offense, while the Eagles have a better overall balanced team, and that is why I'm picking the Eagles. I really don't think the Chiefs will win this. I'm confident Chiefs will lose and Hurts will get us. And there's also a little hidden factor that the entire Chiefs team has a virus. I don't think it's COVID or anything. I'm not really certain what it is. It could be the RSV. It could just be a little flu bug. But the Chiefs are under the weather. Chris Jones is dealing with soreness, sore throat, soreness overall in the muscles, a general fatigue. And it's kind of coming through the locker room. No, when he was in, they moved the chain due to the 50. It was 6 play. His arm went down. Yeah, I mean, dude, they weren't doing anything. The run wasn't going. I was watching too. I forget. Yeah, I mean, again, you don't like 49ers fans just really can't accept that the Eagles are a good team. It's one of the craziest new phenomenons I've ever seen. The whole team and the fan base has quickly become the biggest crybabies I think I've ever seen. It's like they are not a good losers. Holy shit. Like I'm not saying it's you, Vlad, but like, have you noticed that from your team the last like few days and like your fan base in general? It's like, have they even said congratulations to the Eagles? What the fuck is going on? I think the Bengals would have gotten killed by the Eagles, and the Chiefs barely beat the Bengals. So yeah, I agree, Cheeto. It feels like they're a far better team right now. But I'm not saying that's you, by the way, but like, have you noticed that generally with your 49ers fans and your team? Like Brandon Ayuk's talking shit, Robbie Gould's talking shit, fucking Bosa's talking shit, every prominent position player for your team. It's almost like they were told to go out there and, talk some shit. No, it was a kind of a dirty hit. You shouldn't probably aim for somebody's arm, or at least their elbow anyway. Number one, we're to have bet a... You see, the thing is, if you're a smart man, you wouldn't touch this game with money. I wouldn't bet a penny on this unless I had just like a $5 bill I wanted to burn up. Be like, I'll go put $5 on who I think might win. Maybe up to 50. But other than that, just know you're losing your money. Anyone who bets more than like $50 on this, I call them a sucker, because it's like, why would you bet on this game? This Super Bowl, I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. I'd be like, because anything could happen. The Chiefs could win in a blowout. Eagles could win in a blowout. Eagles could win in a shootout. Chiefs could win in a shootout. Both teams can, either team can play in any one of those one of those situations. Neither team is outmatched if it goes into one of these situations. A low-scoring game, either team could win it. High-scoring, middle score, it's like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Bears expose their run defense deficiencies. I think Mahomes will have a good chance of taking advantage of the DBs. When did they play the Eagles? When did the Eagles play the Bears? You got to remember, Vlad, they also added in Robert Quinn and Ndamukong Suh and then sat them until the playoffs. They're running they have 2 or 3. Yeah, okay, so was it week 15? Yeah, again, they didn't play those 2 guys. You do know how they did that, right? Are you just hand waving off what they did to the Giants too? And what they did to yeah, okay, I don't really care about a guy not getting a system right away. And also they sparingly use these fucking guys. You do know why they brought him in, right? They're playoff ringers. That's what they've been doing, and they've played a lot in the playoffs, and they've completely shut down 2 running attacks. I'm sorry to tell you this, man. Those are factual statements. You can make excuses as to why those things happened, but they also did it to the Giants too. A team that runs just as well as anybody else. I mean, the Giants are a run-first football team, aren't they? They run with Daniel Jones, they run with Saquon Barkley, they'll run with their backup a lot. And the Eagles just shut that down too. They just completely shut it down. It wasn't even a thing for them. And are you saying that the Chiefs have a better run system than the Giants do? Because that's a false statement. You really think Isaac Pacheco is better than Saquon Barkley? If the Chiefs played a better team in the divisional round instead of the Jags, they would lose. They shouldn't be in the Super Bowl, so I'm going Eagles. Yeah, I don't know about that argument. I mean, they won the games. I don't know. I never like to say a team that got to the Super Bowl shouldn't be in there. It's Neither team even won on a controversial call, or the Eagles steamrolled their competition. I don't remember anything. Oh, actually, if I remember right, there was that one. Didn't the Chiefs get like fucking 6 plays on a down or on a drive? Giants had a bad line all season, and it didn't stop them really from running the ball very often. 5 downs, that's right. That's right. Yeah, never mind. The ref, yeah, that game was kind of screwy. But it did lead to the hilarious script dialogue, and that was the funniest thing I've ever... That was my favorite era of the NFL season, when everybody was shitting on the idiots who think the NFL scripted. I hate that stupid argument. Oh, they only beat bad teams. Yep, so did the 49ers. What was your guys' DVOA on your strength of schedule? Let me guess, fucking 20? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude, yeah, I know. I'm asking about your team. Well, you guys didn't play any fucking buddy either, really. NFC West was dog shit. Like, come on, man. What the fuck? Like, that's such a dumb argument. Like, I hate the argument. They only beat on bad teams. Yeah, they made the playoffs, dude. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. A team that was projected to win 6 games made the playoffs. I don't know how you can call that a collapse. They overachieved at every single level this year. You have a bad way of reading things. Dog, what did you have the Giants winning before the season started? What's up, Ven? Please tell me. Vlad, please tell me. What did you have the Giants winning before the season started? What's up, Van? How you doing, buddy? I'm going to hop on Discord in a sec. If you still want to come on. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but dude, it's like... if you didn't have them in the playoffs, they overachieved every single expectation you had for them. Yeah, exactly. You didn't even have them on your radar, and they're a playoff team. So they overachieved every single thing you thought about them. You can't say they're a shit team and they collapsed when they outachieved everybody's expectations for them. I know 0 people who had them in the playoffs except for that one guy. He's a regular on the channel. His name's just that one guy. We just call him that one guy. We don't know his real name. It's like he had him winning the Super Bowl, though, but we all thought he was fucking crazy. And then, I will say, I mean, they didn't play well in the middle of the season, but you also have to look at the fact that, Vlad, the Giants lost every single one of their wide receivers about midway through the season when they started to collapse. Do you remember that? Like, there's a reason the Giants fell apart, right? Like, they went from very good with a very, like, good little season happening, then they lost every single wide receiver possible. Will you give them that at least? They lost like 4 or 5 of the receivers to injury, and then it's like, oh, they can't win anymore. Why do they suck now? It's like everybody got hurt. At least put the context on the Giants season. You gotta, I mean, if you're gonna point out that they lost a few in a row, I mean, everybody got hurt on that team. Dude, the Chiefs have fucking Patrick Mahomes, and the Giants have Daniel. The Chiefs have Daniel. The Giants have Daniel Jones, dude. The Chiefs, yeah, Mahomes should be lifting his team up and making them better. He has no excuses. Danny Dimes is supposed to be lifting guys. No, he needs a team around him to make him better. You can't take away his limited options. That guy's a one-dimensional. Wow, he can run quarterback if he has, like, that's what Daniel Jones is. He's a good runner out of nowhere. What's up, Nada? You just not a Biden fan? I said Philly last week, but I'm fading. I have to go with the tails over and Kansas City. All right, Nada. Running Garoppolo? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, dude, and I expect that out of Mahomes. If his team gets hurt, guess what? He should step the fuck up and make him play better, Vlad. That's what I expect out of GOATs, unlike the best quarterback in the NFL right now. That's what you're supposed to do when you're the guy in the league. That's who Mahomes wants to be. That's who we're going to call the number one quarterback in football now. Now that old Tom's gone, and Tom filed his. That's the only reason I say this now is not to disrespect Tom, because if Tom hadn't filed his replacement or his retirement paperwork, which he's officially going, he's done. That makes it official, but he can't play this year now. I don't think. I think he fucked himself for this coming season by doing that. I think once you send that letter in, I think you're ineligible to play for the fall. I think he can play in 2024, but not this year. I believe. I don't know. I looked into it like 4 years ago, but I'm pretty sure when you actually file it, you have to wait a calendar year to be able to be brought back into the NFL. You have to get like reinstated and shit. It's like a whole process. That's why whenever you hear like a player retires, but they didn't file paperwork, they didn't actually retire. They're just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And then once they submit paperwork, they're done. That's why you can always hold out hope on players if you don't hear like, oh, they put the But yeah, anyway, really quickly, like that's what Brady did. He made shitty receivers better. That's what you expect out of Mahomes. It's like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't let the Chiefs make injury excuses. Even if they lost Kelsey, I'd be like, fucking tough luck. You got Mahomes. Make it work. Get him somebody who can kind of catch. he should be the guy right now. I don't let Rodgers fans make that excuse for Rodgers when they take his receivers away. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. He didn't have anybody this year. I mean, actually, I kind of do this year. I don't think it's fair to stick a guy with two fucking rookies. That's actually that's low ball. That's fucked up, kind of. Never mind. I'll give Rodgers the excuse of this season. They gave him really nothing to work with. Even though Christian Watson seems like he's going to be good. From what we can tell, Brady and Mahomes, only the elite quarterbacks can make mid. I think Herbert's also in that class. Believe it or not, politics. But again, your team doesn't take football seriously, so I don't know what the fuck to think about that team. Carr, the Saints, it feels like. Seems like he wants to go to New Orleans. But also, I think the latest drama is Carr might stick his feet in the mud, not accept any trades, because I think he's got a no-trade clause, and then force himself to be released. So I would keep my eye on that. What's up, Donnie? Do we want to do XFL games, you guys? You guys want that? I liked the XFL last time. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I'm probably going to. I mean, The Rock's involved. I don't know. I kind of want to. I enjoy The Rock. Herbert made Jalen Guyton and Joshua Palmer look decent. Yeah, exactly. Jared Everett's a good tight end. He was good with Jared Goff. I wanted the Lions to pick up Everett. Washington makes a lot of sense. I think the Jets make a lot of sense if they can't get Aaron Rodgers. But it sounds like Aaron's going to be. I don't think they're going to get. I think he's going to the Raiders. But see, I seen an interesting point. I'm going to wait to talk about that with Ben. I want to talk about that with Ben. I'm going to wait. Shields up. Let's go DC. Oh, you're a Defenders guy. Okay. I'm kind of a Battlehawks fan. Yeah, but we out here in St. Louis. Mainly because, I got, no, never mind. I can't say that. I might actually get shot of saying some dumb shit I was just about to say. I was about to say I'm affiliated with insert Eastern Mississippi gang here. And everyone be like, why? What the fuck did he just say that for? It's like, wait a minute. I can't do that. I think there's actual rules about that. I think they'll come and kill me. What happened? 27-0? Yeah, XFL games ruled. They're way better than US. USFL was just bad football. Like, XFL was actually fun. Like, the defense was hot garbage, if I remember right. But the offense was so fun to watch. They figured it out. They're like, yeah, let's put all our money into offensive good players. Because, like, they'd have, like, 35 to, like, 27 games. And it's like, it wasn't bad football. Like, it was kind of bad defense, whatever. Kind of not so great special teams. But, man, them offenses were great. Yeah, the USFL was just bad football. Like it was one of them things where it was like, oh, this is hard to watch. It was like, college, how college football, if you watch like a bad game, it's hard to watch. Where you're just like, ugh, why am I watching these two? What is this? Like you just stumble on it on ESPN and you're like, why is this on TV like this? How many passing yards do you think Hurts will have? I don't think he's gonna pass two. How many rushing yards do you think he's gonna get too? No, I kind of like that these leagues do like experimental things. I kind of like that push and that drive. 40. Nah, that's 290 total yards. Like he won't get anywhere near that. I don't know. Like 230, 240, somewhere around there. I don't disagree that he's gonna like he could struggle in the Super Bowl with passing. But I also think he's gonna get like 60, 70 rushing yards. So it's like 300 total yards. No, Donnie, I tend to agree. Stats tend to go down in the Super Bowl. There's like a weird phenomena that happens. Super Bowls are usually like weird 27 to 24 games. I think the average Super Bowl score, I'm not kidding, is like 28, 24. I think that's like I think if you averaged all the Super Bowl scores together and there's a mean score came out, I think it would be something like I think those two scores would be the most prevalent for winner loser. There's like it's like because when the Patriots and the Eagles scored all them points, that was like a fucking freak show in a Super Bowl. Like you have your obvious like blowouts that happen sometimes, but like most of them when they're like when it's not a blowout, usually it's like a close like 20 score. Maybe a team flips into the 30s, but even then that's pretty high scoring in the Super Bowl. Usually because you're just playing against a way too good a defense to be scoring like that. It's just like, yeah, that amount of points isn't really doable. So, you know. Isn't Tom Brady the only quarterback with over 400 or 500? Yeah, and I think Nick Foles also has a bunch of yards. I don't know how much he threw for in that game, though. What up, Ben? Well, I'll go on Discord now. If you're ready to come on. I'm sure other people pop in once they're just like, oh, like you're lurking. Like, I gotta wait a minute, because I gotta like drag people into the thing. That way, no fucking terrorists can come on air and fucking hijack my live stream. I figured out protections to keep me from being invaded from radicals and extremists. Come on the air and say the N-word and get me in big goddamn trouble, ruin my channel. I got in big trouble on Twitch for that. I got like kicked off of there for like fucking 6 months. Some dickhead came on and said the N-word a whole bunch. And it's made me very nervous ever since. Nick got 300 and oh damn, that's quite a bit. Yeah, that's quite the performance in the Super Bowl. Quite the performance. I'm at 505. Yeah, it's gonna be the greatest effort in a losing in a Super Bowl loss ever. Yeah, it's a lot of yards. It's quite the performance. Ugh. But yeah, I don't know. Yo, hold on a sec. Hello?
Hello?
Yo. Okay, now I can hear you.
Howdy.
How's it going?
I'm here, I guess. I wasn't gonna come on because I was tired because just slept for a little while, but I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Oh, man, hey, I appreciate you coming on, man.
No
Always
problem,
helps.
man.
Makes the stream a little bit more entertaining to listen to, I would imagine, from just people hearing my like razor sharp perspective tonight, or razor focused on like weird shit. It's like,
I'm guessing you got the Chiefs, right?
no, I got the Eagles. I got the
Uh,
Eagles.
oh yeah, you did have the yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
what are you thinking?
Yeah, I got Eagles too. Yeah, I've been having them for a while now. I'm kind of mostly picking Eagles just for a petty reason. I'm just like I see Mahomes to like lose one or two Super Bowls before. I'm like, okay, it's time for you to win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, because it's like he's already by now that Brady's gone. It's like he's probably the best. So it's like it'd be nice to see him knock down a peg or two.
Yeah, it's like slow down there. He's not gonna catch up to Brady just yet. Just slow down.
Yeah, it's like,
And
dude, you're
also,
gonna burn out.
it's been quite some time since the Eagles, like, it's been 5, 6 years since they won the Super Bowl. I think it's time. Like,
Somebody different, yeah.
yeah, after all the shit talking like Hurts had to go through and everything, like I feel like he deserves it. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs won.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. Like I said, I was saying like any outcome of this game, like if it's a blowout in one direction, if it's a close game and one team wins, if it's a high scoring game, one team wins. Like you can imagine either team pulling it out in one of those scenarios. So it's like, yeah, this is a truly even matchup. It feels like.
Yeah, this is the matchup. Like, I wish I did this in my bracket. Like, this was one of the matches that I wanted outside of Bengals versus Eagles. So I'm glad it's Chiefs versus Eagles because it makes it easier.
Right.
If this is Bengals versus Eagles, I'd have I probably would even pick because it's like you're giving me two quarterbacks that I really like, and I know for a fact if one loses, it's gonna take a minute before they get back. Like,
Yeah.
whereas
Are
if like, oh sorry, keep going.
No, go ahead. You were about to.
Yeah, I was like, with this game, it's like, okay, if the Chiefs lose, I know like Mahomes is still on the team; they'll be coming back anyways. Whereas with the Bengals versus Eagles, it's like if one of them loses, it's like it is. They're gonna have a cursed season, and then it's probably gonna take a minute before they get back. It's like,
Yeah, the Eagles feel like they're going to break up after this year. Like this is the year for them. If they don't win it, Ven's on the air right now. Donnie. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say that Ven's on. Ven came on, everybody.
It's a tricky situation.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Speaking of to what you said, like, yeah, because some of the Eagles players are gonna probably retire after this season, like
Kelsey, Lane Johnson,
Graham.
I would imagine that Sue's probably out too by now. Like he's pretty close. That would be a second ring if he gets it. So I would imagine he's probably consider like he almost always retires anyway, unless he wants to just do another like mercenary year.
I'm surprised Fletcher Cox is on the roster. Like I was looking through the Eagles roster the other day.
I know.
Like, Fletcher Cox hasn't retired yet. Like they just drafted your replacement with Jordan Davis, and you're still on the roster. Like,
do you think he waits a year to retire now that Brady and Watt both retired this year? And it's like, well, I don't know about going and trying to get in the Hall of Fame that year.
Oh yeah. They'll probably wait a year. He'll probably wait a year.
But dude, imagine though, like if Lane and all them retire, like they're all going to get in the Hall of Fame first ballot. Like 2028
Yeah.
could be one of the craziest Hall of Fame classes. You could have like as many people as like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, J.J. Watt, Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox if he decides to hang it up. Like that's just 6 people that will get in. Like it's like
Oh yeah.
those are all first ballot Hall of Famers. Like I can't
Guaranteed.
imagine none of them don't get in.
They've all done so many different things to like elevate the game, and it's like,
They
yeah,
both
that
are
Hall of
they're
Fame.
all multiple Super Bowl winners and shit.
Yeah, it's like how are you gonna deny them like fucking the Hall of Fame? Like, come on, like they have the accolades.
I don't
Like,
think Lane and Travis ever played on another team either. I know
no,
Travis didn't.
no,
Or Jason Kelsey.
yeah, no, they've stuck with this team. Like they're
Yeah.
dedicated.
So like that's
Like,
another big thing that'll help him get into the hall. That's actually, by the way, that's actually more important than people probably think. That like super loyalty to one team, like that actually gets you points for the Hall of Fame. It's like kind of like an untalked about thing, I would believe.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with switching teams, especially if you keep up that momentum on another team. But yeah, to your point, like you definitely get bonus points for
Yeah,
sticking with
voters like
one.
that.
Yeah.
Voters quite like that. They don't really like what Sue's doing right now. They don't really like that fucking team hopping, go play for the highest bidder for the ring.
Yeah,
But again,
it's like
Sue's, you know.
Sue is gonna be when it's Sue's time to be in the Hall of Fame. It's gonna be so controversial because it's like well,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's got to go in. Do you
yeah,
award him with a first ballot, or do you make him wait a little bit? Always the dying question, I would say.
yeah. Also, I like the fact that this Super Bowl is like basically the Kelsey brothers basing
Yeah, that's
it,
a fun one.
and also because I know they have a podcast and shit, and they were just like talking about it, basically just goofing off or whatever. And then I think it's the first Super Bowl where it's 2 black quarterbacks. I think,
Yep,
which
that's it's
I,
interesting it's weird that it took this long. It's like, how did it take that long? The league's all
that's what I
black predominantly.
that's what I'm thinking. I was like, that's kind of sad. Like anytime I read anything that's like this is the first time a black person or like first time a POC did this, I'm like, that's kind of sad. I mean, it's cool, but it's also like, it's kind of
Oh,
sad.
been around for too long for that to still be happening.
Yeah,
But I think there
it's
again, like there was a weird problem in football for a few years, for I don't know, like 40 years, where they just kind of like push non-white dudes away from playing. Like that's not your position. And it was the
well,
weirdest thing. Like that's like, and if you think I'm making like this is like a known thing that a lot of black guys who played receiver but they played quarterback their whole life, but then in the NFL switched to receiver, like Hines Ward, for
yeah.
example. He was told to switch. He was under no certain terms he wasn't going to play, like that he's not meant to play quarterback. And it's like he can throw the ball like 60, 70 yards. Like he's got a rifle on his shoulder. He's very athletic.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, and
It was a
also just
weird thing that happened back in the time. It was like a weird old times thinking thing, I think.
it didn't help that like some of the black quarterbacks got sent to shitty teams. I mean, I know all the quarterbacks there are obviously some quarterbacks that got sent to shitty teams, but I feel like
Getting sent to
some of
like the
them
Texans and the Titans and shit. McNair and Warren Moon.
teams that are clearly not gonna develop a quarterback properly, it's like, oh, let's just send them there. It's like, okay.
They just keep sending them to expansion. But hey, now it's all figured out. It's all good now, so seems like they don't push guys to go play shitty position. Well, they tried with Lamar, but then I think Lamar was the last time. You remember when they were trying to do that to Lamar too? Like how public all that was?
Oh
That was
yeah.
weird.
It's like cool
Bill
it down,
Polian.
man.
Yeah, that was.
But it's yeah, I'm excited for this Super Bowl, man. It sucks I'm working. Like, it's crazy. Like, I was talking to some coworkers recently because I was talking to this Australian streamer who obviously like she. It's weird. Australians like they watch the NFL, but there's obviously some that don't watch it, and
Right.
she's one of them that doesn't watch it. So she was like asking us questions, like
I'm trying to
also
like
like
figure thing.
yeah, trying to figure out like how the Super Bowl works and shit. And one of the questions you love this. Like one of the questions she asked was like, "Do y'all get like a day off from to watch the Super Bowl?" I was like, "No, like we
No,
don't."
it's a Sunday. Everybody's pretty much already off, except people who
Either
work service jobs.
yeah, like me, who unfortunately have to work on a fucking Sunday because retail stores, yay.
Yeah, got to
Um,
stocks and shit. It's like, oh, fun.
yeah, I can't wait for drunk idiots to come in the store and ask for just a million different things for their last minute Super Bowl party. Yay.
What
And
time do you have
it's
to work for?
I close, so I go
Oh,
from
that sucks.
yeah. It's I go so tomorrow because we're in a weird space right now. Like I go from 2 to 9. Although it depends on how many orders we have, which judging by Super Bowl Sunday, we're probably gonna have a shit ton, but
Yeah,
uh
I can imagine tomorrow's gonna be a caked up day for shit like that.
yeah, it's annoying because it's like yeah, it's cool to put Super Bowl Sunday on a Sunday where like some people are working, but it's like really at 6:30. Like by the time like everyone's done working, it's like it'll be like what is it, the third quarter, and it's like it's
Yeah,
stupid. Uh, uh
one of the funner things I read today. I was gonna hope to talk to some Packers fans about this. Um, was an article about your team in which
yeah.
or was a tweet where it said the Packers are done with Aaron Rodgers. They're tired of his bullshit. They feel duped into signing him into that 2-year contract now that he's looking for trades and trying to get the hell out of here. He's like, this isn't. So what's the deal? What do you think's going on there? What do you
I
so
can't. I don't know, man. It's like it's what I said earlier in the Discord is like half of me is like I don't know, man. That tweet just feels kind of
wrong? Like it
click.
doesn't feel correct.
Yeah, especially with that last bid right there, where it's like, oh, the Raiders would much rather have Jimmy. It's
Jimmy
like,
G.
no, no,
It's starting
no,
to
they
sound
would.
like Brady bullshit.
Yeah, it's like I don't like. Listen, I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if Green Bay's trying to move on, but I feel like both sides are trying to move on. I don't necessarily I don't know. I don't necessarily believe this tweet. I just don't. Like it's
So
just
I'll read it for everybody. NFL executives believe Aaron Rodgers took advantage of the Packers and think Green Bay is now done with him and will trade him away, according to the Athletic. They think that the Raiders prefer Jimmy G over Rodgers. uh, yeah,
yeah.
they think he showed his true colors last offseason when he held them hostage and took $50 million a year. He knew he could get his best deal from the Packers, and now that he has it, now that he has secured the bag, he is open to leaving. I think the Packers are done with him, a longtime NFL team executive said, on the condition of anonymity for competitive reasons. The time to jump off was last year. They mixed the ability to maximize their compensation. That I agree with. If they were going to trade him, it should have been last year, and they missed the playoffs. When they moved Devontae, they should have moved Aaron as well. Yeah,
Yeah, that part is fine. That part is
that I
fine.
agree with.
Just like
That part that's the only thing that gives it actual credence, I think, because this part, I'm like, man, that sounds like an NFL executive, doesn't it? Like if you were to think like, what would an NFL executive sound like? He'd probably say something like that. That sounds like GM speak
I feel like
because they're not
everyone
saying.
like. Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Keep going. No, you keep going.
Oh, I was gonna say, like they're not saying he's like a bad player or not worth having around. They're saying you missed your chance if you were gonna trade him to get max value. Why the fuck did you wait a year? That's the part that makes it sound more official. It's not like they're like he's declining in play. They're not talking about any of that. They're like, why in the fuck didn't you trade him when he was at his height? What were you doing? Why would you keep him? And it's like, oh, that's I think more so what's being like commented on. That's more so like the thing to me that gives it the credence, because it's like if they be like, well, he sucks now, it's like, all right, somebody in the media is just making some shit up because
Yeah,
it
yeah, I'm
doesn't.
like,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
They don't.
that's because
They don't.
Every Green Bay fan I talk to, like they're like, yeah, we should have traded Rodgers sooner, like especially like last year. And it's so that part is correct. It's just like I don't know. This tweet, like I said, this tweet overall just reads to me like a opinion and not like
Yeah, that's what it feels like too. It's kind of like people are taking this. That's kind of where I was coming at. It feels like an opinion piece, but it also says this in a long-time executive. But I never trust those. But
yeah.
man, that middle quote just makes it sound so legit. Somebody must have learned how to like really fake this. They must have went to Chat GPT, typed in, "Give me a GM response to Aaron Rodgers leaving." Make it
like,
angry.
what would be the most accurate way that the Green Bay organization is like pissed off at Rodgers? Oh yeah, let's just bring up something that it was pretty obvious last year and resurface it again. It's like, okay.
What if we find out that Woj guy, because I've never actually seen him before, is just AI, and that's how he knows all the NBA news?
Or like him and that other that other guy is he competing against, they're both just bots. Like that'd be hilarious.
Oh, slick looking Amir, that's what I call that guy. I don't know what his name is.
Look at Amir, Jesus Christ. No, I know who you're talking about. Like I forgot his name too, but he's cool.
Yeah, I don't play around. Amir says I look like every redheaded guy, so I don't give a fuck. I'm not playing this game. Every redheaded guy. Oh, look at Carson Wentz over there. It's like I don't even look like that. Like those Carson, like you know what's funny about redheaded dudes though that I kind of always think is hilarious. All redheaded guys kind of look the same. Have you noticed that? Like it's weird to find one that looks different. Like, or there's like one of 5 looks that come with a redheaded guy. There's the Carson Wentz, Prince Harry look. There's the me look, because I'm a very common looking redhead. If you actually know what redheads look like, my shade of like auburn red hair and big beard growing ability, these are very common ginger man traits. With my look, my very specific big head, it's a thing. There's Kevin. Kevin has a very specific ginger look. Like there's, it's kind of like I think he has like a short haircut. Sometimes it gets a little longer. Not like fat, but not like completely skinny. Just this middle weight where it's like in between big and skinny. Skinny fat. I don't know. I wouldn't even call it fat. It's just like big guy, like a general, just kind of like big build with red hair. That's like a thing. Like, and you're probably going, I know one guy with every one of these redheaded traits. What the fuck? There's no variation to these genes. It's like if you got red hair, you're gonna look one of 5 ways.
I mean, it's like people see you, and it's like if there's a lumberjack starter kit, like that's how you do it. Like just have you as the face, and then have like a lumberjack.
It's one of 2 ways people perceive the beard. It's either he's homeless. And just does not have a way to take care of himself, and I like that reading of it. Or yeah, like you said, or there's a third reading that I hate, and I have to actively make sure people don't know that's or the third reading could be the second reading. We'll call it the take over the government reading. Like, where were you on January 6th, Rob? I wasn't anywhere near the Capitol.
No.
Nope. Dude, you know how many motherfuckers I seen that had exact beards like me?
It's like, I was not there. I know it seems bad, but I was not there.
I'm a socialist almost. You could have been there then. I'm a non-violent person. I hate government.
It's like, what do you mean I was there? I was not there.
Like there's like 6 guys who could possibly be you. You know the guy that carried out the podium? He has red hair. And that's the kind of red hair guy I kind of look like. The auburny hair, it's very, if you slapped a big beard on that guy, it wouldn't be very far from me. Like it is what it is. Like red haired guys kind of all look the same. Shaun White, the snowboarder, I vaguely look like, if I grew my hair out super long and shaved my beard, vaguely similar looking. Like it's a vaguely similar looking guy.
Yeah.
Redheaded guys are all just vaguely similar. So I don't really care. Especially Carson Wentz and Prince Harry. That is a very specific looking redheaded guy. That's a very common trait in a redheaded guy. Yeah, I went to school with a guy who looks like that.
It's just like a copy and paste.
Yeah, it's a thin genetic pool. It's just like there's barely any left. We've almost bred them fucking these awful genes that I carry out. Yeah, that's I don't know. Aaron Jones said the Packers are ready to play with Aaron Jones. That's probably, or with Jordan Love, if they're ready to go.
a lot of Green Bay fans at this point are just like,
Just make the
look,
switch.
please. I mean, you know me, I'm more the nihilistic motherfucker. And I'm like, if I had the opportunity to just trade both Jordan Love and fucking Rogers, I would. Because at this point, I'm like, fuck it, like, just burn it all down, start from scratch, fuck it. Like, like Kimmy Price, like, shit. I'm kind of like I hope Jordan Love does well, but I kind of hope he sucks next season so we can draft like Caleb Williams or Drake May, somebody in the 2024 class. Like, cause I'm just like whatever.
What happened to
Like,
this chat? Hold on a second. I'm sorry. What happened to the stream? Everybody just stopped talking. It's crazy.
it's probably UFC night or some shit.
Oh, it is. Yeah, there's like a huge UFC fight tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch it, but like my other, because I'm trying to balance this and then watching it on my other monitor, but it's like my tabs are fucking acting stupid. I'm
Oh
guessing
shit.
because of memory.
Well,
shit
I think
stuff.
I think I'm a wrap it up. It's nothing personal or anything. It's just you know, I know people want to watch UFC, and I think my stream isn't gonna get it going any farther, any better.
Yeah, there is a bunch of stuff that's been like I don't know if it. There's like some things like I'm seeing like on the news recently. Like the big thing is like Lamar Jackson. Have you seen this shit with
What's that?
Lamar?
Oh yeah, they're like $100 million off, and
No,
they
not
could do
like
a big sign and trade situation where they like give him a big contract and then immediately trade him because it's like done with another team. Yeah, I seen that.
it's not even that. They're like they're gonna tag him obviously, but there's a possibility
Yeah.
that it's like I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, did they not see how bad their team was without him last year?
It's like you have the best quarterback you had in a while, arguably better than Flacco.
Probably in your franchise's history. Like we could be honest about that. He's the best one they've ever had.
And it's like you're already like gonna burn out because what? Because because what? Lamar's like been hurt. Like, are you kidding me? Like, like I don't know how any GM looks at the situation like, oh yeah, I definitely pay Lamar. I don't care how many times he breaks his leg. I'm paying him. Like, he's
And the funny thing is like he probably could have played most of those injured games last year, but like the logic he's using is far more sound than people give it credit for. Because it's like, well, why would he?
Yeah, it's like what do you? It's like it's
like you guys do
insane.
know if he would have been paid, he would have been playing in all of those games 10 last year.
Yeah,
he would have
it's
played
like,
versus the Bengals both games. He would have probably played the game before the Bengals. He could have played those games. He was more than healthy enough.
Yeah, it's like it's a no-brainer decision to pay this guy who is basically still making your franchise relevant recently, and it's like
He won
it's
like
like
80 games.
and it's like, oh, I don't know, man. It's like I don't know if we could do. No, you can't do 100 million over like
They got that Flacco fever or fear or something. It's got to be left over from Joe Flacco. It has to be.
probably maybe I don't know, man. It's tough. Like
What when's the main event for the UFC fight on? Is that like in an hour?
that's
Like,
yeah, probably in an hour, yeah.
so the card's getting good now.
Yeah, it's like Silva or something. Like it's Silva versus someone.
Isn't it Israel versus
Yeah.
McDonald? Or no.
No, it's Islam
That's who it. Yeah. Islam versus
Alexander Volkan. No,
Novich. Yeah, I can't say any of these people's names. I can't say Eastern European names. I'm just like, all right, whatever. It's this guy versus this guy. Unless I actually, you know what's weird? You know how I suck at reading names? If you give me a Russian person's last name or a German person's last name, I can actually read them. You want to know why? And I think it's because a lot of the times they're spelt exactly how they sound. Like you'll see like Herberberger, and it'll be spelled in the craziest thing, and you'll sound it out, and the German will be like, "Yeah, that is correct," and you'll be like, Really?
It's like, oh,
We pronounce every letter, and it's like, oh, okay. Like, so you just kind of got to know that about German words. So like when they like translate their words, they for example, like if they say the word computer, they'll go computer. Like they'll like they put weird emphasis on words to make sure you like know they're saying COMPUDER, which is their word for computer, which is just basically the same word.
yeah. It's like some last names and some names really you can just like.
Because people fucking lie and just make dumb like versions of them. They're like, I spell my name with I say Loe for low.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a serious. No, I had a customer recently. I had a customer recently. Her last name was Friend, like literally the word friend, and I
It's
was
got to
like,
be
"Wow, this."
they had to change it to something like that. You think?
You know, it's because she was explaining it to me. She's like, "Yeah, so when I go to like a hotel or whatever, I just say my reservations like, one room for a friend," and it's wait, what? It's like, yeah, that's my last name. Like, I had to double check to make sure her last name was spelled correctly and said correctly too. And it's like, yeah, exactly like Fred. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
That's a pretty wild one. That had to be something they probably changed to a thing.
yeah,
All right, though, man.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's up?
So I guess you're getting out of here. I guess.
I think so because of this UFC shit, and it's like there's three or four people watching, and nobody said anything in like
Yeah.
10 minutes. Oh no, it's longer than that. It's almost been 23 minutes since anybody said anything.
I'm guessing you're going live. Yeah, you're going live for the Super Bowl. Yeah. So we
Yeah,
could
there'll probably be like
just-
4 or 5 people watching. It'll be a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, we could probably save all the topics and shit for like I guess Monday or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
at least, yeah.
Or at least one day when I have everybody come on, and hopefully, well, I don't know how many people we could actually have come on, because if we have too many people come on, that could mean there's no audience.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit. Like basically half of chat is like talking in Discord.
Yeah, nobody's. Yeah, it's all right. It's one of the. It's that time of year. I don't know what it is, but my channel never does good in February.
Yeah. Off season coming up and shit.
Yeah, but I guess it's time to switch off the NFL.
Yeah.
Everyone's-
I think MLB season's coming up, right?
Yeah, pitchers and catchers report like tomorrow, I believe. Could be the 15th. Some teams have started reporting already. So games start the 25th for preseason.
Yeah, you excited for your Tigers this season?
Not really. They got rid of everybody. It's gonna be a shit year. But I mean, maybe
It's a
there's
tough
some.
question to ask, but it's like I was just like maybe this year, maybe.
No, they maybe if they hadn't gotten rid of everybody that like has MLB experience, really, outside like 3 guys, I'd be like far more stoked on them. But the issue right now is they're going to be incredibly young with a bunch of very unproven players. It's not exactly shaped up to be the best situation. If you're a fan.
Fair enough, yeah.
Because the new president, CEO guy, president of operations, kind of wants to see what we have in terms of young talent and see what he's got to do.
It's like I want to see potential.
I understand what he's doing, like, because it's a smart thing to do, right? To kind of see where your team is, see what you got to add in, see what you got to take away,
Yeah.
see what you got to focus on in signings and in drafting. But it's also just like, man, we've been in a fucking 8-year rebuild now, and we're going into another new one. It's like, God
Yeah,
damn it.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, it's cool to see like them youngins get potential, but it's like it also would have helped. Like I don't know, you could do that while also keeping some veterans on the team to have that veteran leadership.
See, but also my thing is, I don't mind that they got rid of all the players that they got rid of because they all sucked ass. It's like this weird thing where I'm like, we're gonna be so much worse without those terrible players, but only for like a season. It's just like we just gotta get through 1 year, and then everything will be pretty solid because all those guys sucked. But like they were keeping us, somewhat alive. But like by about halfway through the year, our team was garbage because
Yeah.
they're just not very good. It's just it's like, all right, guys, maybe we might actually have a good year now that we have all these good young players playing. Maybe they'll be shitty at first, and then
Yeah, I had to shed some dead skin.
man, all these fucking balloons and shit up over all these restaurants. Oh man.
Wait, oh yeah, that shit. Yeah, it's dude.
They-
I thought that was gonna die down with just that one balloon. No, it's every balloon now. It has to be everywhere, and it's like, okay, well, that's great.
Yeah, this is gonna be a shit show.
And it's like, what is it? We don't even know what's inside those balloons either. That's the scariest part. Like,
One of these times, a whole ass alien's gonna pop out. What's up? Oh, the Lakers won. Daniel says, "All right, that's good." Yeah, a whole alien's just gonna like slide out and be like, "What's good?" It's gonna be like, "Oh
surprise,
fuck."
surprise, motherfucker! Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be like, "Ah, man, is this real?" And you already, I think conspiracy theorists are already like jumping on this, going, "Dude, they're gonna do Project Blue Beam." But Project Blue Beam, they're gonna put holograms of an invasive species, and that'll unite the whole globe. It's like, is that the plot of Watchmen?
you can already tell there's gonna be TikToks of like the Blade Runner 2 theme
No,
song, and it's like it's a conspiracy ass like again.
there's a new conspiracy, right? Like that's the new one. It's called Project Bluebeam. I'm saying a real thing. Like it's they fully believe that the governments of the world, NASA and the U.S., are going to conduct a full-scale alien invasion using holograms. And their proof is like, look how good they can use fake stuff at Madison Square Garden. It's like, I don't even think they see that when they're actually there without screens. I don't think that the CGI actually works like that, man. You actually gotta be like, if can you imagine if you were like in Town Square or something in New York, and like everyone's like, get out of Town Square, the aliens are invading. Look, and you're standing there going, there isn't actually anything happening. I'm right here. See, you just take a picture, and everyone's like, oh, the fuck. And it's like, so yeah, CGI probably wouldn't work unless they've been able to figure out CGI that can harm you.
Yeah,
And holograms that can touch you without just kind of disappearing. It's like, okay. You think the government has that technology, but they couldn't jam up a weather balloon's receptors. That's crazy. It's crazy to think they have that, but not the other. But anyway. Yeah, they believe that and that, like, what the goal of doing this is to fake the alien invasion or fake like a showing of God or something. The end goal of this is to unite all the world under one government. And I'm like, that's literally the plot of Watchmen. They're not even being that's literally what they did. They planned a super global crisis to unite the globe. That was Dr. Manhattan's evil plan, wasn't it?
yeah. It's like, congratulations, you just read off a completely like movie script. Like, you want a cookie? Like, it's
And those are like prominent MAGA people saying they're going to do this. And it's like, you really think the American government's crazy powerful. You say Chiefs 27-24. I think I have the Eagles winning 28-24, Matthew.
yeah.
But they think the government's so weak and so powerful at the same time. I don't know what people think about it.
It's like the government is crazy. They've done some crazy things, but it's like, if you think this is one of them, like, I don't know what to tell you. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
no.
It's like, you think Joe Biden's in it's like, it's not Biden, it's the people he hired around him. So you mean he's really good at hiring like nefarious people, so he's good at his job? I don't know. Oh, Ven's on the air, Matthew.
Hello. Got it.
Yeah, we went up to 8P. Look at that. The power of perseverance.
Jeez.
Nah, like I said though, I have to stop caring about view count again for a little while.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about it for the next. Yeah, I could probably make my channel better, but it's a whole lot of effort on my end.
You are like getting to 10K soon. Like, I see you're at 8K right now. I mean, that's
Yeah, we're
pretty good.
almost at 82. We're at like 8,186, I think, or 68 or something like that. I don't remember the
10K is almost here, man. Like, that's wild. Because I remember
almost
I joined
5 digits.
Yeah, I remember I joined this channel and like, was it, you had like 5K subs, so it's kind of nice seeing like the
Small growth.
Yeah, small growth, but it's growth either way. So
Yeah, I mean it's rather it's like year to year consistency. It's a few thousand every year or so, and I just need something big to hit, and I don't know what it's gonna be, but I have a feeling if I make another short or two, I could get some growth on those. I gotta figure out titling a little bit.
yeah,
You know what's weird is I'm really good at titling everything other than videos I put on the internet. It's just like, damn it. Because like I'm actually a title expert for most people. All my friends who write come to me and ask for titles for shit, and I'm like, oh, here's a good one. And they're just like, damn. And I'm like, why the fuck? I should just title things like I title my fucking stories.
now
That'll
it's like
draw people in.
now you give your friends like title ideas, and they're just like looking at you with like the like you're like with the side eye, like really this is like yeah, it's like really.
Oh,
It's
I'm
like,
misinterpreting. I'm like, yeah, it's really good, right? And they're like, yeah, dude. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
just
No, that's one of my expertises in writing is I'm very good at eye popping titles because it's just like I don't know. It's just always been something I'm good at.
yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
really good skill to have, but some people can't write titles. I'm very good at opening a story, ending a story, and coming up with a great title. I'm like, because I know the beginning and the ending. The fuck? The middle parts are the parts I can't do. That's why I like short fiction. It's like, this is a cheat code.
Yeah, yeah, because it's like the title really just gives a preview of what you're talking about. So it's like you kind of have to like, all right, and then you have to make it eye opening, like, and a preview of what you're talking about, or else it's like no one's gonna be hooked to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's anything crazy going on in the. You played any of the Hogwarts game yet, or are you not fucking
No,
with it?
and and it's not just like some I'm on some activist shit. Like I don't really
Just you
like
just don't care
care.
about that game. It's just like I
Or
just
it's
don't
like
care about wizards. I don't fucking care.
I love Harry Potter, but it's like I don't know, like that game. I've watched some streams of that game, and it reminds me of another game that recently came out this year, and it's like I just
What up, Max?
the gameplay like kind of puts me off a little bit. It
It's
does.
pretty good. I don't know. I like it, but again, I don't really game a lot, so my like perception of what a good game is. If you want to come on, Max, you still can. I don't know how much longer we'll be live for. Probably at most a half hour. Probably as soon as like any kind of like the big stuff for the UFC pops off, I'm probably gonna have to just go because there's no reason to compete with like the co-main event or. Is that
Part of me
what's up?
Part of me wants to like because like my like obviously this tab is working, but it's like the like I probably gonna have to restart my computer because it's like some of my like basically my PC's having like memory issues because I'm full on memory and it's causing some of my shit to get
Oh,
slow,
like
especially
your like space?
yeah, like my Chrome tabs are like not loading fully, like it's
Is it a
like
RAM issue or is it like a hard drive
hard
spacing issue?
drive,
Oh, you're gonna have
hard drive.
to. Oh, that sucks. You might have to uninstall a game or two. Like, damn it.
Well, the thing is, it's like I have 1 terabyte on OneDrive, and then, or at least like, well, yeah, I have 1 terabyte on OneDrive, and the other one is like 100. Well, not 100, but like I think 200. I don't fucking know, but it's like the problem is all my shit is focused on that smaller drive when it should be focused on the bigger drive, and it's like I don't know. It's because I don't know if it's because I switched the two, or it's because it's like when I built it, or it's like just not focusing on the other drive, but it's yeah, it's
It's
been
causing issues.
weird. Yeah. Like
I
I
just
feel like not so long ago I literally had to like uninstall Roblox. Like literally while I was talking to you because it's like because like I'm trying to like get my other tabs to load. I'm trying to watch some UFC on the side and it's like the tabs aren't even loading. It's like
Jesus.
still loading. I don't know.
Oh man. Yeah, that's. And your computer's not even like old, so it's like, why is it doing that? Hard drives can
It's
be about a bitch.
It's like I have a friend who I told you about this on Discord. I have a friend who just built his recently, and it's dope as shit. like he's been offering to help me like add some new parts in it or whatever, but I'm like, nah, I kind of just want to be sneaky and just buy a completely new PC pre-built and just go on from there. Because I'm kind of just like, because at this point it's like, because I've been telling him I'll have the money ready by January. We're in February and I'm still like, I don't have enough. I'm like, I might as well just save it for a pre-build. Like,
Yeah, because it can get pretty, especially if you have to buy like very specific new parts, and for the most part, you probably do have to buy all new. It's like, fuck all that.
yeah, because the main thing he offered to help me fix up was the CPU and the graphics card. Because
Right,
my
and that's
graphics, yeah, you know how expensive graphic cards are now. Like
yeah,
it's like I might as well just buy pre-built because basically you're just asking me to pay my entire bank account just for a graphics card.
yeah.
Like even
That's
the cheap, even like the older ones are like still like $500, $600. Like, nah, I'm better off just getting it pre-built, like, and go on from there.
yo. What's up, Max?
What's up?
Howdy,
Uh,
Max.
Not much. Just fucking kind of just bullshitting around, chilling.
Yeah.
How's the hand doing? It's all
Oh,
fucked up.
it still hurts pretty badly.
What happened to your hand, man?
Oh, I heard it playing basketball today.
Oh,
It's all swollen. So
oh, damn.
Yeah, it sounds like worse than a jam too, which is always the worst. When the whole finger just gets smacked up.
Oh, you had a finger injury too. Damn. Yep.
yeah,
That'll do it. Yeah, I remember I played basketball one day. Because I didn't get to play all day. Because I understand where you're coming from. Because did get to play for most of the day, and then the one time I played, the basketball like basically like jammed my finger to the point where like I had to go to the hospital because it basically like even now like when I show pics of the thumb, it's like there's like this weird dent to it, like this weird curve because of how much the basketball like fucked up I think it was my thumb. So I understand where you come from with the hand injury.
yeah,
Yeah, those are the worst. Literally, I think in terms of injuries that don't seem that bad, but are like the actual worst. Anything to do with the hands, like anything.
Especially if
It's
it's
like,
your
oh,
good, especially if it's your, I don't know which
dominant
hand
hand.
it is. Yeah, I don't know which hand you hurt, Max, but
Dude,
yeah,
it's my left.
is that your dominant hand?
No.
Oh, okay, so you should be. I mean, it sucks, but you should be fine. If it's your
Yeah.
dominant hand, ugh.
Yeah.
I jacked my right wrist up like 2 years ago. That shit was awful. I'm right-handed, so I was like, I like couldn't bend my wrist off of here. It was like just stuck like this for like 2 weeks.
Wait a minute, I think I remember that stream when you when you were like yeah, my wrist is fucked.
Yeah, I remember everyone was like, "You probably should go to the doctor." I'm like, "I probably think it'll be okay." And then like over time, I would just like slowly like start to like walk, like fix my wrist. I was like, "Ah, that was good
Yeah.
times."
Yeah, you're like, nah, I don't need the hospital. My wrist will be fine. Like, what
I just
the
went and bought a
fuck?
wrist brace, and then I slowly like crawled my wrist back into shape. I was like, "Oh, that's the worst."
Probably just gonna have to tape it up or something.
Yeah, more than likely, just so you don't fuck it up, and make it worse. Because like that's all they're gonna do at the doctors. At most, if it's broken, they'll just put like a weird splint on it and be like, "Well, there you go." It's just, oof. They don't do anything for like broken toes or broken fingers.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, it's like a week heal. It's like a week long heal, and you're like, all right, everything's back to normal now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty ready for the Super Bowl though. But it's also kind of like a double edged sword because that's the whole season's over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On to
right.
the off season and everything.
A lot of interesting stuff happening too. Like, I wouldn't say a whole lot, but there's some intriguing stuff happening. Like, what I'm seeing right now, like, what is it? Like, New York is obviously going to extend Barkley, but they also don't want to franchise tag him. From what I'm seeing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
because it's it's weird. Because I'm like, it's like, yeah, Barkley's like the easy choice to extend. Like between Barkley and Jones, like you should focus on extending Barkley. Like
Especially since reports are coming out that DJ wants like 40 mil. It's like, oh, you want how much?
just like, oh, I don't know about that, Daniel.
I
Like
just
you
let
play
him
with
leave.
Yeah, I'm not paying him that.
I wouldn't even
Yeah.
franchise tag him. I'd be like, all right, see you later, buddy. Have a good one. You're not even gonna tag me? Nah, it's not worth it. You're out here on some crazy shit. Because again, 30 to 35. If 35 is a push, I'd incentivize the fuck out of that 35. But like 30 wouldn't be crazy. It's not that bad.
Yeah, 30 is reasonable. Over 35, 30, it's like, no, Daniel.
That's when it
calm
gets
down.
weird. It gets weird over 30. Where like 35 is as high as I'll go, and I want that like tied to win incentives. It's like has to be like win incentives, not even like.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, he's all right, but he's not like elite or anything like that. You
No.
can't pay him crazy money.
No, because you need to build. You need stuff around him to have a good team.
Yeah.
And the Giants could probably get away with like getting rid of Daniel Jones and like drafting a quarterback, and he'll just be equally cheaper and as good as like, like that would be fine with a new quarterback. Basically, like he doesn't really need Daniel Jones.
No, yeah, exactly. And they could be a team that might be calling the Chicago Bears crazily. Hey, what do you want for that pick? We really want strong. Yeah, dude, imagine if they did some shit like that. Would be the craziest, unexpected. Because I don't know, are they in a position to like offer up 2 first-round picks and go get like the 3rd or 4th pick in this year's draft?
No, they only have 1 first-round pick. Like,
I mean, like next year and the year after, like they can offer,
Oh.
offer future picks. A team like the Bears would take. That's what they're after. They're after picks. They want multiple firsts and multiple mid-round picks. And if you're the Giants, do you really need those picks? I mean, you're loaded with young talent, top to bottom, and then like technically you just got away with not paying a quarterback, so you're gonna have like fucking $50 million in cap space. What's up, Kevin Durant? Like you're gonna have the cap.
I'm surprised the Titans are involved, especially in their position. Like they're the 11th pick. I'm surprised they're. I mean, I'm not too surprised because Ryan Tannehill and Malik Willis are not great at all.
That was the shocker.
But I was surprised, like the Titans are like, yeah, we want the number one pick. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are y'all planning on doing, man? Like, what are y'all doing?
Worry
Like,
about it. We're gonna do Titan stuff with it. What does that
mean-
mean?
I feel like the Titans could probably like get away with like, because I still feel like the Bucks are gonna trade with somebody, because it's like by the time it gets to the Bucks pick, it's like what quarterback is available. Like it's like if I'm the Titans, I just call the Bucks and be like, hey, listen, we'll just give you a 1st-round pick for next year so you can get a quarterback in 2024. Let us get a offensive tackle and a quarterback. Be done with it. That's just it. Like, because there's no reason the Bucks should be in there. Like, they're not gonna have like. They'll be very lucky to get Anthony Richardson at their pick if the Titans don't scoop him up.
What were we about to say though, Max?
Yeah. I know it's only been 1 season, but I think the Malik Willis experience is over in Tennessee.
Yeah. I don't think. I think. Like Ben was saying, like you were saying, I think they're in the quarterback market in Tennessee. I think they're like, all right, Tannehill he's getting old and he's kind of made of glass now, and oh fuck, we're in a bad spot here. We need to do something. We should have listened to everybody else and not drafted Malik.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Like as someone that liked Malik Willis, it's kind of disappointing that he's turned out this way. So
It's just he can't throw. It's like, dude, you
Oh.
you don't have any arm power. Like it's like that's bad. Like you're not accurate. Like Tyler Huntley looks like a motherfucking like gunslinger compared to you. You can't do that. You can't make a quarterback like Tyler Huntley. I mean, I don't think Tyler Huntley's a bad quarterback. I don't know why I'm being mean, but boy, he doesn't throw very well. And compared to fucking old buddy Malik Willis, Tyler Huntley's like Brady-esque arm levels of talent. It's just like, Jesus, dude. No offense. Maybe you should try a new position there, friend. I don't know what position he could play though. Maybe corner, maybe receiver. He's kind of tiny though.
yeah,
Like not like little like height. I think he's like thin framed, right?
yeah, he's thin. Yeah,
Kind of like Lamar's problem. There's no reason I like how people are like, he should switch to wide receiver. He's like 100. He's like 190 pounds. Are you sure about that?
It's like you should switch to running back. No.
Why to be the most injured the fastest injured running back in league history? God damn! Can you imagine a running back built like Lamar? That would be awful. Like, why would you?
It's like, yeah, have fun with that, man. Have fun with that.
Yeah, running back. Yeah, that's just crazy. I couldn't imagine like somebody being like, a coach in your life just didn't move you to a different position. Like, hey man, you don't need to play that spot. Why? I don't know. Like the average running back's like 230. I don't. You notice how big everybody is in them rooms compared to you? Yeah, I noticed everyone's kind of fat for being a running back. Yeah, that's a big boy position, really. Like that's where we stick the fat, fast guys.
Yeah, don't touch that part of the room. Like, there's a reason why we have you as corporate. Don't touch that part of the room. Like,
what do you guys think of the new award they're giving out for running backs only? It's a running back specific award. It's a the Tony or the what was it Jim
Brown award.
Jim Brown. Yeah. I can't believe I couldn't remember that.
I don't know. I mean, it's for the running back who leads the NFL in rushing yards this season.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it's just.
They have to figure something out for them. It's just like, what do we do to running backs? What do we give for these guys?
It's like we can't. It's like we can't put them anywhere else. It's like fuck. I mean, we try to put them in the offensive player of the year, and it's like
you're never gonna get it over a receiver unless you're Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley, and even they didn't even get like somehow did Barkley even get votes in that fucking or not Barkley or McCaffrey, did either of them even get votes in player of the year this year?
I don't think so. No.
It's like, all right, yeah, you mean Barkley, who was like the reason the 49ers started winning games, isn't going to get the votes? Then you're probably just doomed. That position group are fucked.
Definitely.
You know what's funny though? Within 2 years, the running back will be a key position in the NFL again. I fully believe that you can kind of see the way defenses are morphing and shaping. The Patriots are always kind of like the canary in the coal mine to know what's going to happen next. And you can see it. The Patriots got very tiny on defense and very fast. And you know how the Patriots were doing bend don't break like almost a decade before everybody else. Like they tend to move like really, really well. I mean, they made the defense up, so that's like part of the reason why they were doing it first. But like that's like a Matt Patricia made philosophy and like a kind of Bill Belichick. But that's part of the reason why Matt Patricia gets all the respect he gets, because like that is like kind of his brain baby is the bend don't break philosophy, where you let them like come up, have like it's like we all know what I don't even know what I'm not going to explain the common defense ran in the NFL today. It's so like there is that, like I mean we may all hate Patricia, but like I mean he did kind of help lead the Patriots to an undefeated season, helped them beat the Eagles the first time in the Super Bowl, helped them win against the Falcons, and I think he was still there for the Falcons Super Bowl, but I'm pretty sure that's what got him a job in. Mm-hmm. Well, no, because he was there for the Eagles game.
Oh yeah,
but that's not really his fault. I mean, Bill took away his best fucking corner. Oh.
Did y'all? I was talking to. Did y'all see this story? Well, it was made up now, but did y'all see the story of what happened with Mitch Trubisky and Deontay Johnson?
Yeah, I heard about that. I guess someone slapped somebody, and I don't know who it was, but
so
Deontay slapped Mitch, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure like which game it was, like, but it's like there was a period of time, like I remember what was it? Mitch was like out for a bit during the season, and then it's like some reporter told another reporter like on a broadcast, like, oh yeah, Deontay Johnson like basically like slapped the shit out of Mitch Trubisky, and Mitch ended up getting benched because of that, or part of why. And it's like that story sounds. Yeah, and then both Deontay and Mitch came out and said, "No, that's not true.
That's a complete lie." It's like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds so fake." Like, dude, I was like, "That sounds like the fakest fucking story I've ever heard in my whole life."
because you would think because you would think a story if that was
That would
really
get out.
Yeah, like
No,
there's
there's no
no
way.
way. There's no way it'd stay that secret. Like
Not
someone
in that fucking locker room. Zero shot it stays quiet in that locker room.
like
They're
you're
allowed
talking.
to. They're allowed to do all kinds of crazy shit, talking to the media. They don't really have rules in Pittsburgh. I don't think.
Yeah, like Deontay Johnson would have probably got fined or some shit. Like you would hear about it. Like some like anonymous source. Like
Deontay would have got
leaked
suspended.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
like you could just smell that story was fake as fuck. So I'm glad like Mitch and Deontay were like, yeah, no, it's not real. Like
And like, don't they intend on having Mitch as the backup next year? Like I'm pretty sure. I'm like, wait a minute, don't they really like him as their backup?
well, I don't know. It's kind of tricky because it's like, what is it? They did say yes to that, but it's also like he's also owes a lot of money.
Yeah, his
too.
contract is pretty gaudy for a backup. But it's like, yeah, but like you guys need, when you're running a rookie quarterback, there's like that isn't like Mac Jones, who you're just like, it is what it is, Mac. You're gonna have a tough start to your career, buddy. Enjoy whatever the fuck the Patriots throw at you. Hopefully you're Teflon skinned. So no one feels bad for Mac because he's in a complete position to succeed as a rookie starter. But the average rookie starter, right? You're not gonna not want to have a really good backup. Because if he has a moment or falls apart or just gets hurt, because rookies tend to get injured a little bit more often than like longer term players. I'm not really sure why that. I think it's like your body adjusting to the NFL.
Yeah.
Stafford had that happen. His first like 2-3 years were miserable with injury, and then when he settled in, he like went fucking ballistic. It was pretty quick with him. I think it was like 2 bad years because he was injured, and then Stafford threw for like 45 touchdowns. It was like, oh, welcome to the NFL, Stafford.
It's like the earth says hello. Just like
And it was just like it was. I personally think that's why injuries are pretty high for young players. I think like their bodies just aren't ready for whatever the fuck happens.
Yeah, it's like they only know how to prepare for the draft combine, and then after that, it's like, well, have fun. Like it's
Yeah, it happens a lot with for some reason quarterbacks, for whatever reason, this like young quarterbacks get hurt so goddamn easily. It's just like what's going on?
especially because like
But
they're learning.
muscle.
Yeah, and especially because they're learning how to like adjust from a college like defense
Well, and I also think they've gone their whole life like being like the guy who can't be sacked. If that makes sense, like in their
Yeah.
minds, they're like, I can fight through any tackle. It's just like
it's like you
because like
said,
their whole life they've been 6 foot tall and like 6'3", bigger than everybody. So what's it to
It's
break
like-
a tackle?
it's like you say that until Donovan Sue or like Chris
Yeah,
Jones. Like,
that's.
goes
I
in.
think that's what happens. Is a lot of those guys think like, oh, it's gonna be. I'm gonna run through everybody like I did still in college, and then they get caught, and it's like, oh. And I think that
Yeah.
happens to a lot of guys. And I think that's
Yeah.
why injuries are common with young players. Some guys, I don't know. Some guys are just injury prone.
Yeah,
I would be injury prone. I'm injury prone as fuck. I get hurt all the time when I play sports, but I go hard as fuck.
It's like I'm not getting off the field. I don't care if you're put in the hospital, the ambulance on the field.
No,
I'll stay-
I'm very dramatic. When I get hurt, I like collapse on the field and act like I'm seriously downed. There's a whole timeout that's got to happen. I get up like I've been shot. It's like, what happened? I hurt my elbow. Like, what the fuck was this? Like, it really hurt, man. It really hurt. I'm out.
like
I have to take. I'm out, and I take myself out the game.
It's like that scene in Family Guy where like Peter trips and he's like,
No, I've like all my injuries are like bad, like just proof I'm not supposed to do athletics injuries. Like I've always said, I'm not a good athlete, right? And like I get shin splints really easy. I get hip flexors every like 20 minutes. Like if I run for more than 2 months, I will have shin splints, a hip flexor problem going on, problems in my lower back. And these are problems even before I hurt my back. I like it's just my body shuts down if you make me run for more than a month or 2 straight. And then when I played baseball, I constantly had to like get like work done on my hip and fucking like do massage stuff on my hip and had to do icy hots, all kinds of treatments, because I literally probably from the age of 11 to 18 had a hip flexor problem. Do you know how annoying that shit is?
Dude, that's gotta be the worst thing. It's like, like,
Do you know
just
if you know what a hip flexor is? Yeah, it's literally my left hip flexor. It is fucking garbage. It's just I'd like thinking about it, like it just makes those like the spots that like are connected just kind of like twitched on me like fucking Harry Potter scar. It was just like, ooh, somebody just said hip flexor. Shouldn't have said that word.
No, man, it's especially when you play a sport like baseball, where it's like the constant motion is like to turn your hips and shit. It's like,
Yeah,
that.
I have like the joints of a 50-year-old man for some reason. It's just like, oh, my knees are bad. They're shot because I played catcher for 12 games. That's the truth. But actually, I tore my MCL really bad one year and I just didn't do anything. I was like, it heals naturally. It's the off season. So we just kind of let it go. And then in the spring, I forgot I tore my ACL and I started catching. And then I was like, oh man, after like 10 games, I was like, I probably shouldn't do this anymore, coach. He's like, why? I was like, listen. And I like popped my knee out and it just went, and he was like, how old are you? I was like, 14, man. This is probably not the sound my body should be making. So yeah, I wasn't allowed to play catcher anymore. And I was good at that position. I didn't have to move. You just caught the ball. It was fucking simple. But my knees weren't gonna have it. It's literally god damn, dude. I wish I had a better body. These fucking cheap bones. I wish I was more white trash because then I'd be indestructible. I have a theory on that. I think if you're from like the deep bayous of like white trash suburbia, like the Appalachian lands and shit like that, you're not actually made of calcium. I think your bones are constructed of rubber and funny glue. Just I don't think you can be torn apart. Have you ever seen a hillbilly take actual damage?
No.
Like, dude, you can find videos of these people falling 20 fucking stories, fucking two floors down, just put it, and they like bounce off the ground and get up and go, Jesus Christ, that was fun, and they'll just do it again with like their buddies. Like they'll just start jumping off shit like lemurs because it's like we can't get hurt. This is.
What you just described was the average Florida resident.
Yeah, they're the same thing. Yeah, it's all Southern folk, hillbillies, man, hill people, hillbillies. They're made of rubber. They've been inbred so long, their bones have no longer they're no longer made up of calcium deposits for bones. It's just rubber. I don't even know how it's.
They smoke so much meth and chew so much tobacco. It's like they can tolerate anything.
No, Danny, no, these are white trash people. These aren't, no, there is no other breed of human being than what I'm talking about. It's only white folks that have this ability. This is the white inbred superpower. They cannot sustain damage. It is incredible. What's up, Max?
Nothing. I was just talking something.
Yeah, it's like the black crackhead who can't sustain damage. Have you ever seen a black crackhead do shit? I've seen black crackheads fall fucking literally like 50 foot onto their head, and he just like fucking gets up and spins on his head and grabs a fridge and runs off. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've seen crackheads on bikes just like carrying a fridge like this. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, crack is a superpower for some of these black homeless men. This is hilarious to watch. And it's the same with the inbred white folks. You can push them off tall buildings and they land hilariously, like on their backs, and it looks like they're dead, but they pop right up. Like, they don't even have like normal fall damage. It's like, how do you not even crack open your skull? It's made of rubber. Oh, okay. It's my favorite thing. It's if you don't believe me, trust me, go look up Appalachia Hill people accidents. None of them ever die unless they, get stabbed through something. They're not indestructible. You can stab them and they'll die. But
even if you stab them, they'll like find a way to.
Yeah, it's like 50-50. Like it's like they don't pull it out. They're like, leave it in. We got to pull this out at the hospital. It's like, at least they'll go to the hospital. They also have good survival instincts. I will give them that. They have like weird ability to know not to fucking pull shit out and just like leave it in. And I enjoy hill people. They're some of my favorite folks on the earth, mainly because of their indestructible bone properties. By the way, if you think I'm like trying to be funny, I'm not. This is like fact. You can go look this up and find this out on the internet for yourself and be like, wow, Rob was not lying about hill people. Look up Appalachian people crashing dirt bikes. Not a single person is hurt. Not a single person's wearing a helmet. And they're going off like 20-foot ramps and falling off. You think I'm lying? It's like, nah, they're perfectly fine. You'll be like, oh, that's superhuman.
Oh no, I live in the South, man. I understand. I understand where you're coming from, man.
Yeah. If you're from the, hey Max, how close are you to East Palestine?
I don't know.
Hopefully not that close. That place sucks. Apparently, well, you're probably not close enough to know what's going on there, right? You guys had like a major train fall off the tracks and it like basically turned into a fucking chloride bomb.
Yeah, I don't know where East Palestine really.
I think it's on the east side of the state. That's pretty obvious.
Oh yeah.
Pretty bad. So I don't know how I know how big Ohio is, but I know it's like a pretty east-west state. So like I know shit on the west side doesn't. If you're on the west part of the state, you don't really hear about anything on the east side. It's like I don't know. It's fucking several hundred miles away. So, but yeah, I don't know. You should look into that. It's a crazy situation.
Yeah,
because your guys' water system might be in some big trouble. What's crazy is it just all happened, like all the explosions, like a few days ago, and like now they're letting people back in, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna cause a lot of death in 10 years. That's gonna be bad.
Are y'all talking about that Ohio spill or whatever?
Yeah, with all the chloride in it and shit.
Yeah, I can't believe it wasn't bigger news, actually.
Well, of course it's not gonna be bigger news. Holy fuck. That's gonna be covered up as much as possible by they can't have that getting around like that. That's bad, dude. That's why we need to upgrade this fucking infrastructure in this country. That only happened because we have bad infrastructure.
Pretty much, yeah.
That shouldn't have happened.
Like it's kind of concerning, like how much like fucking because we already had like it was an oil spill not too long ago. Now it's like here we are again with another oil spill situation. It's like
it's not even oil. It's like fucking chlorine, and chloride that like mixes. It's a super fucking problem. This is like a highly like if around East Palestine, a bunch of people's livestock are just dropping dead. They're just dying, and it's like, oh, that's not good. That means you guys got to get the fuck out of there. Their chickens are just dying. It's real bad.
Imagine being a farmer. You walk out. So like, okay, time to feed the cows, and like all the cows are just like dead. They're not.
Yeah,
even,
that's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. I don't think they farm cows though. I don't know about all that. They might, but I think a lot of them places do chicken. Way cheaper, and you get way cheaper to manage, and I think you make a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of chicken farms in Ohio. I don't know about cows though. Mainly just because it's like I know it's good flatland, so I might actually be wrong, but. For some reason, I whenever I've gone through Ohio, I don't see a fuckload of cow farms. I see a lot of like other farms, but like when I was in Colorado, I seen more cow farms than I've ever seen in my whole life, which was kind of a weird thing to think about. Like on the sides of mountains and shit. There'd just be dudes with huge ass farms of like several thousand cows, and it'll be like it'll say like Angus, and I'm like, oh, this is what? I'm like, this is where they make the Angus cat. This is the famous hamburgers.
The Angus beef. Oh my god.
Yeah, them cows were well taken care. They were just chilling, eating and shit. Not even aware of what fate befalls them in like a year. But no, they were huge though, so I would imagine they let them live for a few years before they kill them. But it's like, man, I couldn't do that. After like a year, I'd be too attached. I'd be like, I actually like all you guys now, so I don't want to kill my cows.
Yeah, I'd rather try to let y'all die peacefully than like.
I gotta get them right away and just get rid of them. It'd be easier because I don't care about birds. I have a problem with them. I could hand raise a bunch of chickens and slaughter them for food. I don't care. There goes Jerry. He was delicious. Jerry fed us for 2 weeks. He was a good boy. Well, chickens are girls, Rob. Yeah, I know. I don't respect these fucking things. I name them all funny names and horrible off-gender names. I have zero respect for birds. It's very personal. It's from, you guys wouldn't understand. Like, I hold beef, and I know what those dinosaurs might have put my ancestors through. Like, I survived. My people survived all the way to make me. So, it's not too serious, but like, I don't know what mammals got took out by them fuckers when they were big ass lizard monsters. So we make turkey, duck, and chicken all stuffed into one another. How's that feel? What's vicious predators of the fucking earth? Like, T-Rexes basically became roosters and chickens. Like, that's what like their evolutionary line contains. So they became some straight bitches. And then we could look to geese. I think those are raptors. And duck, goose, and I think they descend from that family line. Pretty close, right? Like, geese are like a descendant of some kind of fucking scary dinosaur. Because, like, you can see, like, remnants of it. Like, it's, like, got teeth and shit. It's just, it's feathered. And then you could look at the turkey. I don't know what the hell that was. That might just be a spawning bird. Like, that's a fucking creepy-looking monster. You ever see a turkey? Like, a real turkey when it's not,
turkeys
fucked
are
up.
crazy.
Yeah, they look scary. I think they just spawned in. They might be raptor birds that just went a different way.
Oh yeah, and you are kind of right. The goose do come from like I'm not even gonna bother pronouncing the fucking.
It's like a
dinosaur
raptor
name.
family.
Yeah, like a type. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother. It's been so long since I've said dinosaur names. I'm not even gonna bother.
So like I'm like slightly so like I said, I know I'm always borderline right about silly shit like this because I think about things like this all the time. And I like, you can tell this is a well thought out thing by me. Like, the turducken is the ultimate form of revenge by mammals on the reptile on dinosaurs. Because we've taken some of their most vicious predators in your raptors and your T-Rexes and we shoved them inside of them and now we eat them for fun.
It's like we're gonna get. It's like Mother Nature's gonna get your asses for like what you did to us like centuries ago. We're just gonna create like a more annoying version of like of a dinosaur that we
Max
had
is
in
like,
the past.
this has nothing to do with football.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Max. I don't know. There's just not. I don't know. We're just at the end of the season. It's kind of like there wasn't really any snubs at the awards. You know what's weird though? When did they change just offensive rookie of the year voting?
Yeah.
Does anybody like? I've
know.
never like. I didn't know they changed the rules, like how they vote for that. Hey, what's up, Afro? How you doing, boss?
Oh,
yeah, I'm not sure how they like vote for that. Yeah.
Amir was gifted a membership. Hey, Amir, how's it going, man? I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Afro. You're too kind. You're too kind, my friend.
I get what you mean. Like, cause there's some news. Like, I don't know if it's news, but it's like there's some things I see on here, but it's like it's better off we just save it for like a next stream or some shit. But there are some stuff like that I even called out, like that are probably like what I'm reading right now is like Chicago Bears aren't expected to re-sign David Montgomery.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been saying that. I've been saying that for a while now. Like, I'm like, the Bears are not going to keep David Montgomery. Like, like, if I'm the like I said, Panthers should be looking at this and be like, hey, give us David Montgomery and we'll give you DJ Moore. That's it. Like, I've been calling to David Montgomery like leaving since for God knows how long. Like, you remember, Rob? Like, I've been
that's been one of your
And the Keenan Allen shit was obvious too. Like, I literally guessed like 3 of the teams right. 3 of the 6 teams right. The other ones I was like, I mean, the Patriots are always in there, but I guess it's like, I don't know. But other than that, like, I'm just like, I see the news, but I'm like, it's better we just save it for another stream or some shit.
Yeah, well, you were talking about running backs like Montgomery. I heard something that the Ravens could be, a very possible suitor for Josh Jacobs this offseason.
Ooh, actually, I didn't see that. Hold on, wait a minute. That would be good. I mean, it kind of sucks for J.K. Dobbins because
Yeah.
Afro, I've got the I got the Eagles winning tomorrow, 28-24. What do you got? What do you got? Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. Just
You're fine.
wanted to answer that. Yeah, I kind of think Keenan Allen. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
yeah, who do you have winning, Max?
Max
Winning
is
what?
Eagles, right?
The Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, Eagles. Yeah, I got 34-31.
Ooh,
He's more on the
yeah.
high score department.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
it's a bit
I'm kind of thinking that too. I'm kind of leaning Eagles. I hope it's high scoring. Like I hope it's like Chiefs versus Rams levels of high scoring. Like I just want to be like,
Dude, that'd be so nice, but it's not gonna happen. There's no.
Yeah.
We might be like at 21-17 if we're being really honest with ourselves about who wins this game. It's like, God damn it,
Yeah.
because we're all kind of expecting like a decent score. Even I am at 28-24, but it's like Super Bowls tend to be low scoring. I don't know what it is. Like I was talking this earlier. Like I was like, I'm pretty sure if you were to take like all the old Super Bowl scores and like average them up and like find like what the average Super Bowl score is, I bet you it's both teams under 30, maybe both under 25. The average winner and the average loser. Probably both.
I think if this was Chiefs versus Niners again, this would definitely be a low scoring game. Or if this was like Bengals versus Eagles, I definitely could see Bengals and Eagles being like a really high scoring game.
That feels like it would have been a shootout.
Yeah.
Like just like fuck defenses today. We're just gonna just Burrow versus Hurts. Let's duke it out. Like
Yeah, the over under is 51.5. I don't know.
That's not too
That's-
bad.
there's a bet going on. I was just reading this bet earlier. Someone bet on like the Sky Moore from the Chiefs to like get his first touchdown in the Super Bowl. Like what is it? It was like someone bet like $4,000.
Oh my
And if-
god, dude! They just
and it-
gave up $4,000.
And no, the craziest part is if Sky Moore gets a touchdown, he's gonna win like 184K.
I hope it happens for him. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like, man, he could have gave me like $1,000 and it would have been better
that's-
used.
Just I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like,
You guys see that cat that I have in the background there?
yes.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're just chilling and fucking you walk into your room and you don't even have a cat and you just see a cat like that. Would you be like, I'm about to get attacked? I'd be so scared, dude. I'd be like, that thing can talk. I'd be like, can you speak English?
No, especially with how terrifying cats are. It's like if I see that cat in my room just randomly, like I didn't spawn it or anything, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay at a hotel room for the night.
I believe the breed is a Maine Coon cat, is what they're called.
Oh, that's terrifying. A raccoon.
Yeah, I want to get one of them. No, dude, Maine Coon cats are so friendly. Like, look up the breed. They're like, the kittens are the size of like normal cats. They're hilariously sized cats. They're like monster mega cats, but they're just like a normal cat. It's hilarious. They'll be like super obsessed with like running water and shit. It's like, oh, so they're cats. What? Yeah, they're monster size with super. They're arguably probably friendlier than smaller cats actually, because they have a bigger brain. They're almost like dogs in temperament. It's very odd.
Yeah, I was talking to someone recently who funny enough, like just recently I was talking to someone, she mentioned how like, yeah, she already has like 2 cats, but for some reason there was a third one that just showed up out of nowhere. Like literally out of nowhere.
Yeah, cats get cats, dude. It's weird.
And now she's like taking care of it and shit. I'm like, how does that happen? Like you just like, oh yeah, this cat just randomly showed up on my doorstep. Now it's in my house. Pretty much. I don't know, man. It's that.
It's the way it's looking. It's like, hey, what are you doing? Just a dumb looking cat. I just like this picture. I've seen this picture a few times and I'm like, man, Maine Coons are cool cats. I want one so bad. Just so I can scare people a little bit too with it.
Yeah,
it's a good name for a cat, Simon.
Yeah, Simon's alright. I'm not like a big cat person. I'm more of a dog person, but it's like if a girl like has cats with her, like I don't mind. Just hope to God like it's not the annoying kind of cats where they scratch you every second, but
I'm allergic to animals. I'm allergic to fur, whatever that is.
yeah.
Midnight. Holy shit, it's midnight. All right, well, you guys all. I appreciate you guys coming out, but I think I'm gonna start to wrap it up
Yeah.
here. It's
Yeah. Like I said, we'll save all the
like news, like stuff that can generate good time. Like this was just kind of like a blow off before the Super Bowl type stream. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. It's probably the reason we were able to. I think we hit 100 views. Let's see. 97. Got goddamn close tonight. That's pretty good for this dead channel. I'll take it.
Yeah, we did good, man. Good
Yeah,
talk.
16 likes. I appreciate that. It was an overall good run. We smoked the Hogwarts stream last night, so that's all I care about.
He's like,
No.
"Oh, are you gonna leave the smoking stream up?" Just like, oh god.
No, I don't like, even if I did, it would be in the section where he can watch it. Sometimes I just don't leave those up. I just don't think
Yeah.
they're good ideas.
No, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, I understand why you did. I was just like making fun of Fernando for asking that. I'm like, some streams, it's like, like even me, like, I wouldn't be doing anything in background and just like accidentally like leak something and I just delete the VOD anyways because it's like I leaked something by accident. Like,
Yeah, and
no.
yeah, it's just like I've openly stated that some of my streams are pay-per-view. Like if you
Yeah.
catch it live, it's free, of course, but like if you want to watch the playback, it's behind a paywall. That way, if you fucking want to make fun of me for anything I did on that stream, I can turn it around on you and be like, well, you paid me money to find that out. Thank you. And then I could just move on. And then I win. Like, I automatically win that engagement. I don't care. But you paid me money to make fun of me. Haha. Who's the loser now? I'm making sure my brain gets proper sleep tonight. All right, see you later, Danny. Yeah, I gotta sleep soon too. I'm fucking exhausted. I had to get up at 6 in the morning and have a class at 8:30. That shit's the worst, dude.
Dude, I stayed up from like
I went to
6
bed at
a.m.
1 like an idiot.
Dude, that's part of the reason why I shut up late to the stream because like I just woke up from like basically like because I was supposed to sleep for take a nap for an hour and I just like went to bed and took a nap longer than I thought I would and I just was like fuck me like.
Well, I
it's like,
fell
wanna-
asleep sitting in my chair, like half playing a video game at like 5:30, and I like shook awake, and it was like 6:30 or something like that. I was like, oh fuck. And then I just basically walked around my apartment for the next like 3 hours until the stream started. I was like, I can't sit back down. I'm so fucking tired. Yeah, sorry about that.
You're all good.
Again, I appreciate you guys coming on. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Sports Expert 101. That's Max's channel. Then, do you make content often?
Yeah, I stream on Twitch. I was gonna stream this weekend, but I was tired of shit. But yeah, I have a Twitch channel. I don't have videos on here yet, but I do have a Twitch channel.
Yeah, once you actually make sure you let me know. Like be very like broad, like vocal about it when you do go live in the Discord, because
Yeah,
I'll pop in, of course.
Yeah.
Even though
yeah,
Twitch, I ain't shit. I can't help you at all on Twitch. I could help you get a bunch of followers who never tune in for some reason. Fucking assholes. I could be a
Yeah.
pretty good sized Twitch streamer if like a third of the people just popped in one time. Like I could have like 200-300 people watching, but it's like I have zero idea how to build and hold a Twitch audience. It's like them people are just like, we watched once, we're good. It's like, why'd you follow then?
yeah,
Because like
yeah.
most of my followers are legit. I have like 600 followers on Twitch. It's not bad, but it's like no one fucking watches it. It's like fucking Twitch. Unless or maybe they do and they're just dead silent. But like that's creepy.
Yes.
That's not like a Twitch watcher.
Yeah, they're just like lurking in the background, just like getting information and shit.
YouTube is
Like,
fine. Like YouTube is fine because it's like sometimes older demographics. But like Twitch is like designed for spam chatting and fucking, you know, younger folks. I don't know. I just get a weird energy with Twitch lurkers, even though, you know, I lurk in every stream I watch. I don't really. I'm literally the guy I hate. I just describe me in every one of my streams that I hate. I'm like, oh fuck, you're not saying anything. Even if the streamer was saying that, I'd be like, I'm not gonna say anything out of principle now. Fuck this guy. And I'm like, damn, that's everyone who watches me basically, because I can tell when they're just like, nah, let's just let him get angry that nobody's saying anything. It's actually pretty entertaining that he gets pissed off about this. I've never seen a streamer get so angry about a lack of like having 10 people watching and just mad because no one's saying anything. It's like, just talk about something, dumbass. I'm out of things to talk about and I don't want to end the stream. Anyway, I'm going to be better next season. I think that's one of the things I'm going to fix heading into next year. I'm going to go back to having full written agendas for every stream. Not written agendas, but like a full agenda per stream. I'll have 5 to 7 topics on my mind. Of course, always have the side chats to open up, but
Yeah.
I think I need to go back to a little bit more of a solid structure. Instead of just depending on it just being a dialogue with the chat for 2 hours. It's putting a lot of pressure on everybody who's watching the stream. The more I think about it and the more I like contemplate everything, I'm like, I could just make this more live podcasty when I go live. And I know that like I never really ignore the chat fully. I'll type to the chat all the time if people are on. But like I feel like I'm almost detrimentally to my channel too attentive to the people watching the streams. And I know that sounds crazy, but I've been doing some thinking, and I'm gonna scale it back only a little bit. Like if I'm in the middle of some shit, I'm not gonna just suddenly derail and start talking about something completely different. I'll be like, all right, we'll put that on the back burner for a minute, and we'll go back to your idea, or we'll finish my thing, and then we'll go to your thing. Instead of just being like, all right, go here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then back to there, and then back to there, and then back to there, and then back to the main point. And it's like, how the fuck are you tracking this, Rob? It's like, retarded, basically. It's like, what? How's that I don't know. My brain's broken. I have very ADD brain, I guess. But yeah, no, I think next season I'm gonna be a little bit back on like the first few years I ran everything. I got way too lazy. I think it's on me this year.
Yeah, I mean,
I
usually if
don't know,
I go live, I don't really have like a agenda, but yeah, I mean, I can understand.
yeah, it's
Like
just
what?
I tried
I'll just
one or
play.
two. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Keep going. Sorry.
Oh, I was just
keep
saying,
going.
I tried a different thing this year, and I was just like way more chat, like viewer oriented, and like trying to ensure like the greatest like 1-to-1, and it's like I can't be doing that like as much as I had been. Like I feel like I depended on it way too much this season, and like fuck streams up.
Yeah, I just played Apex, and I'll just like have I'll have like, I don't know, Colin Cowherd or like fucking first things first, like on the side while I'm playing Apex, just like listening to sports shit or like having NFL mock
See,
drafts.
and I gotta remember, like as I get like to be a little bit larger in size as a channel, and like as more people start watching the stream, I have to remember like a very important thing. Like some people don't watch streams to chat; they just watch it to get some information, have a good time, and listen. And that happens when you get to be a larger channel. So I think a lot quick, like way more prevalently, because like you'll be in a stream and you can look up the numbers for this. It'll be like 100 people participating in a chat of like 10,000 people. Like that's typically how chats go, but it'll be like 100, 200 people, and they're just flooding the chat. Like they're going fucking ballistic, having a good time, shit talking to one another, and the occasional like of the other like 9,000 people are chiming in every so often. But like the majority of the people watching, probably 7,000 of them, will never say a word, or maybe like an occasional LOL or ha ha ha.
It's like,
Because like I've seen my own chat history on some streamers, like I've seen my chat, because like some streamers have to pull up like chat history to like catch your chat, and I've seen my literally all I'll say in some streams is haha, and I'm like whoa, and you feel weird doing that, and it's like, well, I'm a shitty viewer, but it's like also like they're not reading chat, they can't. It's just like, have you ever seen some of their chats? You physically couldn't read that shit. And so it don't really matter. I don't know. I think as you get bigger, the you lose that personal touch with the chat for the most part. I don't know. But also, if I had 10,000, if I had like 200 people in here, I could have the greatest chat ever with people in this stream. People would be like, this is the most ADD high-wired chat I think I've ever been a part of. This dude's trying to have 98 different conversations at one time. And that would be some crazy shit to watch, but I don't know. There's weird level, I don't know. I don't think this channel's ever going to get that big though, so I'm glad we don't have to worry about that. But if it does, I have no idea how I'm going to ever handle if this chat gets bigger than like 20 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know how people handle that. And like, I'd feel bad not reading everything. I'd be like, oh, there's someone out there who's spamming something and I have to get rid of my spam rule now. Ugh. I don't know. When's that fight coming on? Is it on right now?
I'm not sure. I could check though.
I think it is.
If it is, I'll get out of here so everyone can go watch.
They're doing walkouts.
Oh,
It's
with Islam and-
basically, yeah, it's basically Khabib's brother versus
Russia.
Alexander. Yeah. Which I keep forgetting. Like Khabib has a brother that also fights in MMA, and then
Is that his actual brother? Is Islam his brother?
Yeah, that's his brother.
Oh, okay. Nurmagomedov.
Yeah,
That's a cool last name, by the way. That's how you know you're meant to be a fighter. When your last name is something like Nurmagomedov, you're like, oh yeah, that's a fighting name. Whatever. You don't have to give him a cool first name. It'd just be blank Nurmagomedov. Like, oh yeah, he was made to fight. Anyway, all right. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, everybody.
later.
All right. Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate you very much. Again, make sure you subscribe to Max's channel. That's the Sports Expert 101. And Ven's, I'm pretty sure it's just Ven K9 over on Twitch.
Yeah.
All one word. VENKAN or CANINE.
Yeah. I don't think I'm looking. Yeah, I don't think Islam is Khabib's brother.
Oh, is it? Is it? Oh.
I know they all
Is-
train together, but
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, I think he trains with him. Yeah, it's what he
Oh
said.
yeah, trains him. Never mind. Yeah.
they're basically brothers. They've all been there since they were like fucking 5. Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest. I mean, they're basically like they're just not blood brothers.
Yeah, it's Khabib Nurmagomedov and then Islam Makhachev.
They basically, they basically just been doing, he's fucking. I know he's Khabib's protege, so that's what the big deal about him. So, all right, well, hopefully everyone can have a way to go watch that exciting fight. Hopefully you enjoyed the the little stream here tonight. I appreciate everyone tuning in. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a good rest of your night, good rest of the evening. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow for the Super Bowl. If not, I'll see you when I see you next. But if not, maybe I'll see you some other time. Maybe all the way next fall. But all right, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course, it's always go Patriots.